I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. Welcome. It is the Odd Couple. Kelvin Washington, and of course with my man Kerry Rhodes. Rob Parker is enjoying a little vacay time. He does deserve it, even though he likes to act like he never takes some time off. He is taking a little bit of time off, so we still got a packed show for you as always. So welcome on in. Let me bring in Kerry Rhodes right now. Kerry, my brother, it's been a little bit since we did a show together, man. How you doing?
Man, Kelvin, it's been good, man. Every time I've been on this show, I think it's been for you. You've been a busy man, obviously, and out there conquering the world. So I'm glad to hear your voice and be here with you, my brother.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a little something,
I know
man.
you are.
You know, like you dropping albums, having performances, having everybody show up to the show, your show.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to make it out. How'd it go? I know that was a few weeks back, months or so, but how was that?
Man, it was so good, man, just to get back out there on the circuit and connect with the people, man. That's the time when you get to actually, try some stuff that you felt in the studio or felt when you were creating it, and to see it live and to see the reaction, man. It's why I do it, man. And so, next time I need to see you there. I need you in the building. But, yeah, man, it's been good.
No, fair point. Fair point. Absolutely. Next time, man. So it's good to have you on. We got a whole lot to get to this hour. Ephraim Salam's going to join us, former NFL offensive lineman. Of course, you can hear him Fox Sports Radio weekends. E is going to join us a little bit later on. And then next hour, Trash Talking Tuesday. It is a Trash Talking Tuesday. So we'll get to that next hour, whatever's on your mind. You can trash us, even if it's me, even if it's Kerry, even if whatever it may be. We'll get to that. And then finally, our final hour, Trevor Lane, host of the Lakers Nation podcast, is going to join the show as well. So looking forward to it, man. We got a packed one indeed. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew because we couldn't do this show without them. We have, of course, Rob G, the GOAT, also known as Bud Mexican. We got Rob G. Producer extraordinaire. I don't know why we say it. Literally don't. None of us remember why, Kerry, but we just roll with it.
Hey.
We have, who's in there doing updates? Steve?
No, we got Chris Perfett in the building. We got
Chris Perfett is going to be getting you updated throughout the show. And, of course, we also have Elijah, who is our social media extraordinaire.
Who?
The social media guru.
Who?
Yes, Elijah. And on the ones and twos.
Mary, why you bugging?
Miss Mary Mack on the ones and twos. So we got a lot show for you, a lot to get to. By the way, a couple things you're going to need. The number, 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. You can hit Kerry up at Kerry25 Roads. K-Dub Live for myself. Odd Couple FSR. Ways to reach out on social media. A lot to get to, Kerry. Of course, All-Star Weekend was over the weekend. There was a lot of NBA stories going. We got the NFL is kind of, dying down a little bit. Of course, there will be some off-season moves and some stories. But NBA is a lot going on, and a lot of conversations and questions were asked. You got the sit-downs with folks. Rob G, Giannis, Greek Freak, did a little sit-down with Malika Andrews and had some things to say.
Yeah, it's funny that this sound is kind of making his rounds again, considering earlier on Tuesday, ESPN's Dave McMenamin put out a long piece about the Lakers and why they had a quiet trade deadline. And according to him and his sources, the biggest reason is because they want to go big game hunting this offseason, and they believe that they have a legitimate chance to get Giannis in the purple and gold this offseason. What's interesting about that is that, of course, Lakers think that. But number two, Giannis just did an interview with Malika Andrews that you mentioned, and I think he's committed to Milwaukee. Take a listen.
You're not okay with staying in Milwaukee and never having that feeling?
No.
Yeah.
I want to win, but the most important thing, I want to win a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. And if that's not on the table or in the plans, so that's when you kind of like, okay, maybe I got to pivot because I really want to win.
Kerry.
I'm shaking my head.
Let me,
Go ahead, Kerry.
Kerry. Let me just I've been saying this for months now. Me and Rob get into this all the time. Even Rob, it's so real, I got Rob to come on my side.
Oh, what?
And then he went back to Giannis last week or two. Rob G, remember that? What did he go back for? I don't even remember what he went. Oh, he actually believed Giannis because of something he said like a week or two ago. Let me break this down for you, Kerry.
Tell me.
You ever been in a relationship and you like her? And you know, everything was going good. In fact, it might have been going really good at one point. A la Giannis and the Bucks and championship, you won one. But now, you know, you're starting to enjoy things out there. They're starting to
Why you looking
reach
around?
out to you.
Why you looking around?
Because you're starting to look around. And in Giannis terms, what did he say? I like being a baddie. I like being a hottie. He said that. He literally said, I like being a baddie, being courted. People are, you know, that feeling. Everybody knows that feeling when you're wanted.
Yeah.
He never fully said he didn't want to, you know, explore trades. We get all the reports during the offseason that they were looking at the Knicks. And then during the season, or go back a season ago, he gets Adrian Griffin fired. They bring in Doc Rivers. He's making a fuss, so they bring in Dame Lillard. That doesn't work out. He wants this person out. All of this has been going on over the last couple of years where Giannis, to me, Kerry, is not equipped to be the bad guy. He doesn't fully want to be the bad guy. He doesn't fully want to break it off. He wants to keep, if you want to go, we can keep going. I mean, I'm happy if you're happy, but I'm not really happy. But I mean, we can keep trying to. He doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to look at the camera and say, I'm ready to move on. I've given it my all. We've won a championship. It's been 12 years. I'm ready to try something new, and I think it's a great time for us to break up amicably. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to be perceived that way, and I think he's gotten used to, and I can relate to this. Maybe you can. You're used to being the nice guy, used to being liked, that it's hard to then be the bad guy, to be the villain, for people to have a negative opinions on you.
100%.
Everybody's not built like that, Kerry. Some people, Kobe didn't give a dang.
Yeah.
Kobe could care less. LeBron's not really built like he tries it, the black hat, and it didn't work out in Miami.
Yeah.
And I think Milwaukee is better served at a certain point to say, this is the time to blow it up. And you know why? Kerry, on the court, it hasn't worked out where we have one of the best players in the league and we keep competing for championships or at least getting there or at least getting the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. 3
first-round exits in a row with Giannis. So with Dame one of those years, and Dame obviously was hurt too, but my point is this is a great time for them to blow it up, to get a trade in the offseason, whatever they can, get a bunch of picks, and say we're going to spend the next couple of years getting it right and starting to become the Detroit Pistons. Trying to be what the Celtics were 7-8 years ago when they got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart, and they got really good.
Yeah.
Being with OKC, they draft a bunch of guys and get young, get hungry, and become that. Go back 12 years or so and be what the Warriors were, right? We get Clay, Steph, Draymond. We get Harrison Barnes. We got these young guys. We got something cooking. And if you're the Bucks, that to me is the game plan. Let Giannis go pair it with somebody. Maybe it's Luka. Maybe it's somewhere else. But for them, they got to move on. And Giannis has to be okay with being the bad guy.
And Kelvin, you know what? That's the perfect analogy for what's going on. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. And you know who I fault for that? I actually fault us for that, the way we cover the game, the way we cover our stars, right? We say if they request to leave the building, they're the bad guy, right? I think I kind of liken this to Damian Lillard, right? Yeah. In Portland, he kept going at it, kept fighting. He probably wasn't going to leave, and I don't think he had any ideas of that. But I know underneath there's a competitive fire in Dame Lillard where he wanted to go somewhere and win. He just didn't want to be the one in front of the camera saying that. I think that's the same thing with Giannis here. Because we can see how frustrated he is. We can see now that playing with some of these guys that he's playing with, there is no real rapport. He's going out there and getting his numbers, but that team, the way they're constructed, is not going to win. Then the pieces that they've added, they tried to replace Lopez with Miles Turner. Seems like a lateral move. They're similar players, but it just doesn't fit that way anymore. And I think for them to be competitive in the East, they're going to have to blow it up. And I think he's going to get what he wants. Milwaukee has to move off of him. They have to go out and they have to start to rebuild. Get ready to build this statue and take care of him after the fact. But right now, the way they're constructed, they're not going to win. And you hit the nail on the head. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. I think we can see that. I think it's very clear to see it.
He doesn't. And again, not everybody's comfortable with that. So a lot of people are. They're hey, this is where I am. And there is an element. You brought up Damian Lillard. He is from the Bay Area. One of the phrases they have, like, loyal to the soil. And there's that. I want, if I got to get it the hard way, then I'll get it the hard way.
Out the
A
mud.
lot of people always say, what would Kevin Garnett have looked like if he left a little earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was, remember that epic interview, John Thompson, God bless the dead, interviewed him, and KG looks at, he's like, I'm losing.
Yeah.
And he starts crying. He's like, I'm losing. And he kept going, and he kept going. And guys like that are so loyal, and they want to. And I get it. I respect. That's probably, honestly, how I would be.
100% sure.
You know, I just want to keep trying with my guys. Keep trying with my guys. All right, now we're going to get it this time, Kerry. Here we go, Kerry. and eventually it's like, all right, maybe it's not working, especially, and I do think it's a difference, if your organization isn't doing right by you. And to be fair, I don't believe that's the case with the Bucks. I believe they you want Dame, let's go get Dame.
Yeah.
You don't want Doc, you want to go get Doc, we got Doc. Adrian Griffin, who had been being successful throughout that portion of the year, you got to go. You know, you want your brother back, go get Giannis. Like, they've tried their best, all things considered, so I don't think they're out there half blanking it, you know.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it's okay for a clean breakup. And I think, to your point, if there's anyone that we all can look and say, as a professional athlete, gave it his all, blood, sweat, tears, laid it out there, was great to the city, was great to see this deer of an athlete who didn't know what he was doing. He had to get trained and learn the game, become a star, MVP, superstar. This was the one guy who could break up, and we all would go, you know what? He deserves to try something new.
And Kelvin,
he's the one guy.
Yeah, and Kelvin, you know the other part of this story? Stop letting your players pick other players to pair with in situations to try to win. A lot of times when players are picking players they want to play with, these are people they admire or people they have a relationship with. It doesn't mean it's going to be the perfect fit for that team. And so I think that's the other part of it. I mean, I know you want to consult with them if they're your stars. You want them to be happy, which you just stated with Milwaukee and these other franchises that do that. But I've noticed that a lot of players don't pick the right players to play with that fits the full team. Now, they may fit them. And you think about a pick-and-roll situation with Dame Lillard and Giannis. Seems like it's a no-brainer, right? That doesn't mean it fits the full team and the identity of your team. So I think that's the other part of it for me as well.
Well, you got to have a GM who can say, hey, I feel you in that.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is this great's better because he does X, Y, and Z. He doesn't need the ball quite as much as Dame. You need the ball a lot.
Yes.
This could work better over here.
Right.
Or actually, I know this seems like he's the better player, but we believe he's getting injury prone. He's a little older. Let's pair you up with these two younger guys.
Right.
You got to have a great GM, and that also comes with trust, right?
Yes.
Trust in, hey, we got what's best for you in this organization, and trust that we're building it the right way, and we can duplicate what we did a handful of years ago and win the championship again. But as to me, I've said it before, as great as Giannis is, as disappointing as the Eastern Conference has been for years now, I'm blown away that him leading a team, you can't do it alone, but him leading a team with some other guys, he's had players that he hasn't had a deep Eastern Conference playoff run where I'm not saying he gets to the finals every year.
Yeah.
But say it's a 6-year span, Kerry, where he went to a couple finals, won one, and went to 2 other Eastern Conference finals. You know, kind of how the Celtics had it for some years before they finally broke through. They went to a finals, lost to the Warriors, came back and won, but they had gone to the Eastern Conference for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he's the most dominant player in that conference, by far, MVP candidate yearly, and is out the first round regularly, maybe the second round, and we're just all kind of like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's normal.
Well,
like,
he's been bailed out because Boston's been a powerhouse in that span with him. Pretty much with the 2 stars that you just talked about, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? So I think the deflection of them two kind of failing, even though they had long runs and not getting it done, I think that kind of was a little blanket for him. I think he can go out, and the one that he won was so glorious and such a big one that I think it kind of gets swept under the rug.
Yep. Hey, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. Check your calls. Do you believe Giannis is really going to stay in Milwaukee? And if you're Milwaukee, do you want him to stay, or do you say it might be time to blow this thing up? 877-99 on Fox. It is the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes, and for Rob. On a Trash Talking Tuesdays, holla at your boys. It's Fox Sports Radio.
Yes, sir.
And I guess I should tell him something, Gary. Let me tell him right now about Weebull. Ready to tackle your financial goals? Gary, you can go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. I got this. With Weebull, you don't have to sit on the sidelines. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, Weebull puts you in the game with tools that help you make the moves you want, trade stocks, options, and ETFs, or play the long game with cash management and retirement accounts, all on one platform. Weebull's app pairs advanced analytics with real-time data so that you can read the defense, adjust your strategy, and stay in control. And now meet Vega, your personal AI market assistant. Ask questions like, analyze my watch list, or what is the outlook for this stock? And get real-time stock analysis, volatility insights, and fundamentals that turn complex signals into plain English. So want a wider view of the field? Use Portfolio X-Ray to spot trends, manage risk, and optimize the performance of your portfolio. Stop punting your financial future. Join Weebull's community to discuss markets, trending topics, and ideas with fellow investors. Download the Weebull app today on mobile or desktop, Webull, or visit Weebull.com.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And Ron Harper.
Oh. What he done said?
The former, do I think of him as a Cavs guard? Is that
I think Bulls. Even though he was a
star
with
at
the
Cavs.
and Clippers.
And then he played for the Bulls as well. But he has not one but two sons in the association.
Two.
And so he was asked a question about his sons and participating because he was able to take part in the All-Star Saturday with his two sons. And he had this dig for one Mr. LeBron James.
Oh, let me hear.
Was this a vision you had? All-star like this?
I'm not LeBron James. I'm not going to tell my kids what they have to do. I just want to
And basically...
Hold on, run it back. Tell them what he said, because they might not have heard that.
He just said...
I'm not LeBron James. I'm not going to tell my sons what they have to do.
And his two sons immediately, put their head down and covered their mouth like...
They're like, Dad, this was for us, not the world to hear.
What'd you say? Right. Was that out loud, Pops?
Pops, we not in the car, the three of us. The world is listening.
Yes, so it was pretty interesting. What'd you make of it? I'm going to just get your thoughts.
I thought that was an unnecessary dig. Usually what we see in sports is the reason why you see Magic Johnson walking around and he's dapping up Dr. J, and he's dapping up a Big O, and he's dapping up Ant Edwards, and Ant Edwards is dapping up. It's usually, and you've been covering this league since
1987, Tim.
Usually it's a walk around and it's a love fest, especially this particular weekend, right? We all brothers in this fraternity. And so I thought it was an unusual and an unnecessary dig at your brother in that frat. But Ron Harper, that's kind of Ron Harper-like if you've ever heard him say things and talk throughout the years. He's not a big talker. He doesn't do a lot of pods and everything. But the little bit of I've ever heard, a little bit I see, he's ready for the smoke and gonna let you know his mind. Even back when he was playing, that's just part of who he is. But I thought it was an unnecessary dig instead of just saying, "Oh man, what an opportunity to play with my sons. I love my sons. They've worked so hard. They've earned this." That was a great way to do it.
It was a dig at Bronny too. Basically, he's saying she doesn't deserve to be up here on the low. He didn't say it, but basically he's saying LeBron is the reason Bronny got to this level at all.
But see, I'm gonna say this. That's because a lot of people that's what they feel. It's like Bronny is there because of LeBron, and people. You could say whatever you want. He was a highly recruited McDonald's all that.
That McDonald's was a stretch, too.
Okay, he averaged 5 points at USC.
Nah, he might have been a Burger King All-American. But
right. But you know what I mean.
That was a stretch.
He averaged 5 points at USC, a bad USC team. And I get he had
the medical issue.
Okay, yeah. And he can go play in the G League and light it up. There are a lot of players who can do that in that league. And that doesn't mean that it translates over into the next level or the next league. And I still believe that somebody like a Ron Harper, whose sons got in on their own, who they feel got in on their own merit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the hard part for Bronny. That's why you don't want to do it that way. Because no matter what that kid does,
they're going
to say your dad got it because you had to go to the Lakers. He didn't was on a draft board and wound up in Orlando or somewhere else. This was all orchestrated, and that is the reason why people will never let it go or never let him stand on his own merit. And that's why I believe too. as soon as LeBron is not in this situation or not, because he's already lost power. You saw it with the Lakers.
Yes.
He doesn't have the same power. I would be shocked that Bronny's on anybody's roster when LeBron retires. I would be.
That's not far-fetched. I mean, he hasn't been given that opportunity yet, or maybe he hasn't played enough to where you say, all right, we got to have him as our 9th man. Not that he's going to be a big-time player, but, some energy off the bench, maybe a guy we can develop. We'll have to wait and see.
I tend to just disagree, and only because the reason he doesn't get minutes with the Lakers is because the Lakers have expectations to win. But if you're Washington and you can't sell tickets, why not sign Bronny? He'll get playing time finally.
I get your sentiment, right? He's a star, but that novelty.
He's not trash. He's lighting up the G League, as you mentioned.
I've seen him when he's gotten extended minutes too in the NBA. And you can sit there talking about selling tickets. I think that's worn off. I'm dead serious because now he's going back. He ain't staying in the league the whole time. If he was in the league the whole time, maybe you would have a point. He's in the G League, right?
Yeah. And also, you're watching him in L.A., where people literally went to high school with him or college, or they follow USC, they follow the Lakers, they follow LeBron. It would be interesting on a quiet night in Indiana. Couple Rob Parker, Kelvin, Washington. Kerry Rhodes is in for Rob on this Trash Talking Tuesday. By the way, when the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you going along with long-lasting body pain relief this winter. So try Aleve, use as directed for minor aches and pains. And always check out the YouTube channel. We're on it right now. Simulcasting there. Shout out to Elijah. Always got us up there looking good. Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there while you're at it. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. And Rob G is going to read a few of the comments throughout the show as well. Don't forget, we got Ephraim Salam coming up in about 7 minutes or so. We'll chop it up with Ephraim in just a little bit. Tyreek Play of the Day coming up as well. And then a little bit more of some more football conversation. We'd love to get your thoughts on something coming up a little bit later this hour as well, Kerry. Mm-hmm. All right. Just to put a button on it for me, man, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens likely this summer with Giannis. Again, I just think the Bucks, this is a great chance to move on, great chance to hit a hard reset, great chance to kind of say, look, for a smaller organization, we got our ring. We've got MVP a couple times with him. Mm-hmm. We had a great, tenure with him. Right. Now it's time to kind of blow this thing up. We know we don't have a shot at winning. You guys, meaning you, the fan base, knows we don't have a shot at winning. And let's just start over. And let him go, finish up, or at least the next few years of his career somewhere else where he has a shot.
Yeah.
And in essence, you could say it's doing right by him as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a time to just let it go, man. Just let it go. And I guess, with Giannis, right, the thing that I do question and the thing that I am worried about for him is what you said. Like, he may have stayed a little too long in that situation. So even when he does move on, I'm hoping him, good health, obviously. You want to see that. You want to see if he's still in his peak, if he's still in his prime. And so that's the big question for me. So I think with a team that's going all in on Giannis, that would be the pushback from the opposite side of this as well.
Yeah, and to your point about who gets him too, what are you getting? Is he singularly to a team the guy that now pushes you over the edge?
That's what I'm saying.
And a larger conversation that we get, for me is, does the big two, big three thing work anymore, or are we seeing just young, hungry. Now, you got to have a guy or two, but what I mean is, like, again, the Thunder, they've got their guy in SGA. Mind you, though, he came via trade, and he wasn't the guy yet.
Right.
You know, he was a young talent. That's why they wanted him, but he wasn't the guy. It was really those picks that they were trying to get. Oh, and good, we got a young quality player. Who knew he would become an MVP candidate or winner and possible candidate, you know, perennially. So is that what you want, or do you want to tie yourself to Giannis? And that's what's going to be interesting to see this summer. If you're the Knicks, is it enough just to give up Karl-Anthony Towns and OG and an OB? Do you need more? You know, if that's what's going to be remarkable to me. Is it just pairing him up with Luka and the Lakers saying, because I think the Lakers always force themselves to have no choice.
Yeah.
But to go, let's just accumulate stars.
Right.
Because the Lakers, one thing they know they can't do is hit the reset button. Lakers, the price of tickets, living in LA, Hollywood, ain't nobody got time for that, to be watching the team for 2, 3, 4 years to finally struggle and get it right.
I mean, and think about this, Kelvin, with that, right? If it was the Lakers, right? If they were to bring in Giannis with Luka, who are they giving up? And what price is that? And so, again.
Well, it's going to be a pick. So it's like the 2026 pick, 2030, 2031, and obviously you'd have to match some money. Or you'd have to, you know, figure some things out there. But they'd have money on the books because you would be operating under the guise of LeBron would be gone. That's 50-something million. And then Rui, which I think is another 8 to 10 million or something like that. So you'd be saying we got some space there to make that happen. And you know, and also, again, give up those picks that they hadn't had for some time, the picks, because the Lakers had been, you know, giving up those picks. So that'll be interesting. So if that's just pairing it up with them. Rob G?
Hey, Kelvin, we got a caller about that about the Giannis stuff we were talking about. We got one caller. You on with the couple? Mark in Sacramento. You on with the couple, man? How are you?
Hey, you guys, how you doing? What's going on, Mr. Washington? I just support you, even though your buddy Rob's taking a couple days off.
Yeah, he's out there. Listen, Mark, we know he was off the Champipple during the All-Star weekend. Now he's out there getting his wine tasting on. So he's been enjoying the beverages as of late, Mark.
I'm sure he's helping a few college girls through college, too. I'm sure he's doing that.
Hey, you already know that. That's a given. Sideways ID, it ain't for me. You know him.
Real quick, guys, I think what's going to happen is the rich are going to get richer. It's not going to be the Lakers. If the two Houston teams, two Texas teams, Houston and San Antonio don't win, and if Oklahoma City don't win, those three teams have more assets, players than anybody else, and just going to outbid everybody.
True. Yeah. That's true.
That's what's going to happen. And again, it's not like the Lakers, Kansas, LA, and all that stuff. They just don't have enough young players and assets to get back. Those teams have it all. And if he goes to Texas, the two teams, no state income tax.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what the Heat will be trying to sell, saying the same thing. You know, the Heat always try to sell that to teams as well. Hey, Mark, appreciate the call as always. All right, we got Ifu Salam getting ready to jump in here in a couple of minutes. Right now, USC Chris is going to get you updated right now. USC Chris, what's up, buddy?
That's right, guys. Let's get around the. Sorry, I had something in the throat there. That's nasty. Let's start with college basketball. The scoreboard right now: number 1 Michigan at number 7 Purdue. Wolverines lead 48-32 at the half. It's the largest first-half deficit for Purdue this season, as Michigan, who took 60 of 61 first-place votes in the AP poll last week, just cruising right along. Also going on right now, number 16, North Carolina down 25-16 at NC State. Number 12, Florida hosting South Carolina 27-17, 7 minutes to go in the first half there. Robert Woods, old Bobby Trees, has signed a one-day deal with the LA Rams on Tuesday. He will retire as a Ram. Woods spent 13 years in the league and earned a Super Bowl ring with LA back in 2019. Former USC standout also spent 4 years with the Bills, 1 with the Titans, 2 with the Texans, and had a brief stint with the Steelers last year. He was kind of the prototypical wide receiver of Sean McVay's budding system, so he will retire as an LA Ram. The agent for Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans says Evans plans to return for his 13th season in 2026. However, it might not be with the Buccaneers. He's a free agent. His team is still yet to be determined. At the Winter Olympics, Sweden advanced in men's hockey playoffs against Latvia 5-1. They'll play the U.S. in the quarterfinals. Both teams are fairly loaded with pro players from the NHL. And the major story of the day coming from Major League Baseball, as the Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark resigned on Tuesday after internal investigations revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who he also happened to help get a job at the union. Federal investigations are still open into the PA's finances and other inappropriate improprieties alleged. Back to the Odd Couple.
Oh man.
Oh,
hey, why these dudes can't keep it zipped up, man?
Listen, we could spend a whole nother
Oh,
conversation
my
on this.
goodness.
Kristen opened up a whole new can of worms. It's the Odd Couple. Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes with you on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Joined now by our man Ephraim Salaam, former NFL offensive lineman, Fox Sports Radio Weekends. Ephraim Salaam, give him a follow there on X as well. What up, E?
What's happening, brothers? How y'all doing?
E, what's up,
Doing
brother?
good, man.
What up, Kerry?
Hey, a lot to get to. You're a hoop fan as well. Just quickly, man, your thoughts on what we've been seeing from Giannis for the last 6 months or so, kind of half talking, at least in my opinion. He says he's not, but I think he is. And now the position where he's like, no, I'm ready to be a Buck, but, then he kind of ends it with, as long as things are going right. And just what do you think where he's been doing and saying? And then if you're the Bucks, what do you do?
Well, look, this isn't any different than any other high-profile player who's unhappy with what their organization is trying to do in terms of maximizing their ability to win a championship. I'm not going to blame Giannis for all of a sudden wanting a change. He's given the Bucks an opportunity to really stack the team and put pieces around them, and they haven't done. They went out and got Dame Lillard. Not quite sure how they thought that was going to work. They bring in what's his name from the Pacers?
Miles Turner.
Miles
Turner.
Yeah.
Miles Turner. Wasn't quite sure if that was the piece that Giannis thought.
Yeah, that was redundant.
Would
that was pretty redundant.
Yeah, right. Like you already had a big who was pretty good defensively and who could shoot threes.
And Bobby
and
Porter's
Lopez.
still there too.
Bobby
Porter's
so, you're right, and so I think he's tired of it. I think he loves and he has an affinity for Milwaukee and what they've meant to him and his family. If you've watched his documentary on Amazon, you'll know just how much he is into his family and what Milwaukee has meant to them. But I think he wants to win, and I think he wants to win in a place that is willing to do whatever it takes to get him an opportunity to compete for a championship.
Ephraim, I know you love basketball, but I'm going to switch this really quickly to the NFL, and I have questions about obviously this upcoming, I guess, crop of quarterbacks that these teams are going to be looking at in the offseason to try to bolster their team. It looks like it's slim pickings right now, but obviously the hot name right now that teams are talking about is Malik Willis and Mac Jones. And obviously there's a dark horse because it's so slim, I think, in my opinion. But people are talking about even Derek Carr coming back to be somebody's quarterback this year. What do you think?
Rivers that started?
Exactly. What do you think about this right now and the state of the quarterback free agent list right now?
I think Mac Jones, I think Malik Willis, I think they did themselves a great service.
Yep.
I think they showed teams that they have the ability to win when pieces are around them and win at a high level. I think it's great for the league. I think it's amazing. I think we have a Super Bowl champion who got a second chance and revitalized his career in Sam Darnold.
Yep.
I think what Baker Mayfield's doing in Tampa Bay, theme this year, I think is showing people that if there's talent there, once you're relegated to being a backup, then the league has a way of keeping you there.
Yeah.
And I think Mac Jones has shown that essentially it wasn't his fault about what happened in New England when you have a defensive coordinator being your offensive coordinator for the first time ever, which was weird, still weird. And Malik Willis has shown that he can play. He can play at a high clip. He just needs an opportunity. I love what that means for quarterbacks in tomorrow's NFL because all you need, what we're seeing is if you can build the right team and put the right pieces around, these guys can play at a high level.
Yep.
Well, speaking of a guy who has played at a high level at times, but then other times hasn't, and also injuries as well, Tua is now in a situation where the Dolphins, it looks like they're wholesaling the team, but on the flip side, they're still stuck with him, which is obviously a difficult position because of how much he cost them. What do you make of this moving forward? Are they going to keep him? If you're another team, are you looking at him as, again, a project, as you said, hey, maybe a Baker, maybe a Sam Darnold? Like, if I get a hold of Tua, I know what to do with him. Is that how some teams would view him?
Yeah, I think there's an offensive coordinator somewhere sitting around saying, man, if we can get Tua, I can, it could be a reclamation project. I think he has enough talent to where if we got him in here in our building, we can do something with him. Now, that's all. Tua's a little bit different because it all hinges on his health. Mm-hmm. I think, that's the big red flag there. Like, if we do bring in Tua, how long will we have him? Will we have him long enough to be able to really do something? He's shown he can throw the ball, right? He's shown he can play quarterback and start at quarterback in this league. His health has been something that has set him back. He does need a fresh start. Miami's trying to clean house. They got rid of the coaches and all of that. Tyreek's gone. Tua's going to be next. And they're in a complete rebuild because they got some money that's going to be, still having to come off their books with this fire sale. But they're in a complete rebuild. But I do think Tua, if finding the right spot, and it may be being a backup for a year. It may be doing what Mac Jones did and Malik Willis. We just talked about them. It may be what Sam Darnold had to do. It's okay. It's okay to do something like that. If I was Cleveland, if they're going to cut him, I surely would bring him in and have him sitting behind Shedeur Sanders if that ends up who they're going for as a starter.
What about Tua in Minnesota, Ephraim? What do you think about that?
Oh, I do like that. I do like Tua in Minnesota. Minnesota has a ready-made team. They have a better offensive line than Miami did. They got obviously weapons on the outside, and their defense is above average. So I think that would be a great. A lot of people are saying maybe Aaron Rodgers to Minnesota.
Can we be done with that? Can we just be done?
I would like to be.
Oh my goodness! Come on.
Hey, I'm actually with you guys on that one too, man. Aaron, go home, man. Please.
It's just time.
Yeah, it is.
Go do some other stuff. It's okay to do other stuff.
I don't think some people know that. I don't think they do. Hey, let me ask you this. Ephraim Salam on with the Odd Couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rose, Trash Talking Tuesday. Kerry, of course, in for Rob today. Let me ask you a guy. I'm going to Disneyland, living it up. Kenneth Walker III had a good season. Was, of course, Charbonnet goes down. Now they're saying there's a chance that they won't franchise tag him or transition tag him, and he might just be gone and free agent and go somewhere else. The game, man, this is where players often remind fans, let me do my business thing. Let me cook what's best for me and mine. Because 2 weeks ago, it was all good just a week ago, as Jay-Z said, and I'm winning Super Bowl MVPs. Now I might be on another team. What do you make of this possible move if this ends up being how it happens?
I think it's perfect for him. I think he hit it right at the right time. Charbonnet went down. That's a shame that happened, but he was able to be featured in the biggest game on the planet Earth for football.
Yep.
And he showed out. He had a tremendous year. This is when you want to hit the market, right? I wouldn't want him to be franchise tagged either. Let him go and hit the open market because someone will pay a premium for him. We're finding out that if you have a suitable running game, you can become a contender. We saw that a couple years ago with Philadelphia, and what they did with Saquon Barkley. That is the recipe. Less receiver, more ball control, because most teams are playing two high safeties. They're playing that Tampa 2 with the high safety and the Mike linebacker flying out of there to cover the deep middle. And so there are running lanes. If you have a tremendous offensive line and a bell cow running back, you can make some waves in this league and get yourselves in the playoffs with a position to compete for a championship.
The crazy thing about Kenneth Walker, Ephraim, and Kelvin is I can see him being in Green Bay. I think they're on the way of being out on Josh Jacobs, and bringing in a Kenneth Walker would be a good fit for them. But I want to talk about one more thing with you, Ephraim, about we talked about Miami. Seems like they're having a wholesale right now and getting rid of people. We haven't even talked about Tyreek Hill. I mean, coming off the major injury that he had, obviously we know his game is about being explosive. Do you see a fit with him anywhere, or like what's the next move with Tyreek?
Well, yeah, I think the best fit for me, as some may, say, I think on a real team-friendly deal, if he's reunited with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, I think, and Eric Bieniemy, I think that would be advantageous to him, not only coming off the injury, but kind of showing people that, hey, no, he still is a high-level receiver. May not be what he was his initial run in
Kansas City.
In Kansas City, but I think if they can get him in there for essentially no money, I think that would be great for him and for that team.
Yeah, I said that yesterday or whatever day. I can't remember if it was yesterday or if it was Friday. We had that conversation, Rob and I said it just makes sense to me. You go back to where I use the example. Y'all both know about this. You got that crazy cousin who always getting in trouble and always kind of right on the edge, but you know how to hold him. You know how to control him. You know how to, before he takes it too far, and protect him. That's, to me, what Kansas City can be for him, where they know him. They know how to deal with it. They know their little brother, their little cousin, that, always kind of a habitual line stepper. They will him in and can get the best out of him, and that can help them and be explosive again, which leads us to a conversation that Kerry and I are going to have on the other side of the break here. Ephraim, appreciate you, man, as always. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, E.
All right, now.
No doubt. Make sure you give him a follow, as always. Ephraim Salam on X. And, Kerry, that leads me to this. If it isn't Kansas City, which is where I believe it just kind of makes sense there, I think they can get the best version of him, not just on the field, but also the off-the-field stuff, just kind of have him lock in on football. If it isn't there, where else could it be? There's an explosive offense that could become even more explosive if they have him. I want to see if you like this idea. We'll do that next. It's the Odd Couple. Kerry's in for Rob, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Stick with your boys, Fox Sports Radio.
The videos and the pictures, empty seats. I was there.
I do want to ask
Saturday.
you something. I need you to walk me through some of the stuff we saw outwardly since you were in. I do want you to walk me through some
Saturday, I was just shocked at there was nobody at the concession stands. Nope. And when I say nobody, I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Like, stunningly, could not believe how easy it was to get in.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't buy tickets. Like there were empty seats. There were lights
Folks
on every
were
seat.
saying they outpriced.
Yeah, they
the
outpriced
average person. Usually there are corporate event type things.
But even people who have money, I just think, like they said, it's not star-studded. They don't, the reputation of it is going to be disappointing. No one's paying $1,000 to sit all the way at the top. Last year in San Francisco, there were empty seats. Same thing. Too expensive. People are like, I'm not paying $1,000 for a lousy basketball game or events, slam dunk contest with people we don't know. And then the 3-point winner is a guy who hasn't played a minute all year. Dame Dollar, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, come on.
Not gonna lie. All right, you tell me about your experience, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that was it. I'm gonna say it was lukewarm at best. And I've been covering the NBA since 1987, and I've been to a ton of All-Star games.
Right,
when it used to be the thing.
It was.
Everybody, even if you couldn't get in the game, you just wanted to be around it. The parties, in the hotels, you know what I mean? Just to be around it.
I'm going there too, because you just touched on something.
But it didn't feel like that, and I'm going to say it's officially dead. I know a lot of people are like, oh, what a new format. They played a little harder.
Yeah.
empty seats in San Francisco and now Los Angeles, bad look for the league.
All right, there's multiple ways to dissect this, right? There's just the entertainment value, like did you enjoy it? Then there's what you actually experienced, kind of the in the flesh, the monetary, the seeing it, who's in the venue part of it. So I'm going to speak as a fan of basketball who was going into, as we talked about the last few weeks, pretty pessimistically, just like So the bad thing I'm going to start with, the West Coast time and them having to bump everything for the what? The Winter Olympics.
Well, but that's NBC's big. It's only every
2 years the winter and then 2 years of summer. Right.
But it's a big deal that they're not going to move for even the NBA.
I get that, but that threw me off. So, for instance, you brought up Saturday.
No,
so Saturday to get a little alert on my phone that was talking about Damian Lillard won 3-point contest when I'm out with my daughter. And I said, what is this a reminder from a few years ago? What is this?
It happened, right.
So I had to go back and look at that. Like, what the heck was that? So the big downside for me was that everything was so delayed or too early because of being on the West Coast and then, of course, the Olympics. That was the big downside for me. Other than that, I actually think this was as good as it can get, all things considered. Michael Jordan, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, all that era, they ain't walking through this door. The pre-cell phone, pre-occupied, pre-distracted era, we can't go back. So this was as good as it can get, and specifically a couple of things. One, the 3-point contest, once I reviewed it, once was able to look at it again, it was very competitive. Guys were locked in, and Devin Booker had a chance to win it, missed some shots, was upset that he missed some shots. So it was cool to see Damian Lillard come off the bench, ain't played all season, and win that. Dunk contest left some to be desired, but I appreciate the effort and the entertainment. My man who won was dancing and having a good time, but you're right, we still need a name or two in him. If it's 4 or 5 guys, everybody
was dancing, but he wasn't dunking. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. He dumped over E40, which was cool, but we still need a star, at
over
least one.
Over E40's height or stomach? Which one was it?
And that's the crazy part. E40 didn't slim down. He is maybe E30 now. He maybe not fully E40. Then I get to the game, Rob, and this was obviously the big thing Sunday. The format you and I have said for probably since the duration of me being on the show now, I wish it was just East versus West. Just, hey, play hard, East versus West. Boom.
Just play like that.
That's how I want it to be. But until we get to that point, I thought the format created some sense of urgency because you know it's only for this period. So they went in and they play hard. And the best thing happened to me. Protect Wemby at all costs. And we've been saying this, and I've been loud about this. He cares. He was sick he lost in the Olympics. France, they lost. He was sick, crying on the court. He plays both ends. They ask him, he said, when I'm healthy, I'm the best player in the NBA. And he comes out in this All-Star game. I told you I'm taking it serious, and from the jump, he was serious. And Edwards would end up being the MVP, and they asked him, what made you guys play hard?
He was shocked when they said.
He was shocked. Yeah, he was there like, and Edwards, oh, shoot, I'll take it. They asked him, shout out to Timothy Parker, he actually asked him about it, and he said, Wemby setting the tone. So the NBA got the best thing. You got the young guys who play great. You got Kawhi Leonard, who never, ever, ever cares about the spotlight, never cares about the moment.
He was at home and
he was at home. He put on a show, 31 of the 48 points, 11 for 13. You've never seen Kawhi embracing it and going through the legs like that and dunking on people.
But that made total sense being at home.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yes. Banger. It's the odd couple. Kelvin Washington. My man Kerry Rhodes is in for Rob. Rob enjoying a couple of days off. Shout out to Ephraim Salam. He just joined us. That'll be up on the pod as always. You can check that out. Rob G will get that up for us in a little bit. This was one of those ones, Kerry, in the club.
Oh,
well, I already know you was probably in New York.
And that thing like
you got to do that. That's the mandatory dance. Miss Mary Mack, put the camera on Mary Mack. I know she's doing it too.
Dancing. Yeah, she's doing.
Miss Mary Mack better be doing it too.
There
Rob G, this is your era too. Get it, Mary.
Hey.
Get it, Mary.
Hey.
Rob G, this is your era too.
Now, Rob, I don't think it was Rob. Look at Rob. The way he's shaking his head, I don't know, Kelvin.
There was too many teenage pregnancies in my life for this one.
Okay. Copy that.
Yeah, I was
Copy
like,
that.
oh, no.
I was like 16, 17 with this ball. I was like, oh, no.
Rob G was still trying to avoid.
Y'all got a future.
Rob G, at what point did you feel like, whew, I made it? Ain't no random knock at the doors. Hi, Daddy. At what point? You like
why
10,
his voice so deep?
Ago?
Why the kid voice so deep already?
Well, maybe that's Rob
Let
Parker.
me just tell you, this is probably TMI, but the girlfriend I had in high school, she was kind of crazy. We broke up, whatever. Her mom would tell me later when I was in college, I wish you would have got my daughter pregnant. I think you're such a great guy. I'm
What?
Like,
oh, whoa.
I'm like, I was 17, miss.
Whoa.
Don't you put that out there.
Hey, the ripe
Now
old
Mom
age.
ready to risk it all. Mom trying to risk it all. She said she saw the future. He gonna have a good job. He gonna have some benefits.
She was
we just need to go ahead, do what you got to do.
Kel, she was probably like, well, if you're not going to go that route, you can go this route too. Was that the vibe? Was that the vibe, Rob?
That's a good point.
Wild.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Because she might only been 15, 16 years older.
Hey, that's
you
what I'm
never
saying.
know. Hey, and it's time now for your Tire Rack Play of the Day. Learfield Sports right there. And it's your Tire Rack Play of the Day. The Tire Rack Play of the Day is brought to you by Tire Rack. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Gary, I want to ask you this. So we talked about Tyreek Hill. I just think it kind of makes sense from a on-the-field practicality standpoint. I know the game plan. I know Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. They know Tyreek. But also the best version of him, like keeping him in line, keeping him locked in, keeping him focused. You know how that is.
Yeah.
You played. I want to ask you, does that matter, or would you rather see him go somewhere to like Baltimore where they're already explosive? Okay, you got Lamar. You're assuming Derrick Henry comes back, Zay Flowers, Andrews, the whole like. And then you add a Tyreek Hill. Is that something you would look at and say, ooh, this could really work?
Yeah, you definitely got to look at it. I think, Baltimore hasn't really had somebody that can blow the top off the defense. I mean, Zay's fast, but he's more of their intermediate guy. They like to go intermediate, but they haven't had like a real burner on the outside that can give them that outside of Hollywood Brown early on, which isn't the same as Tyreek Hill. So it is an option. I don't know if it's a perfect fit. You talk about the culture. You talk about being able to kind of harness some of the things that comes with the Tyreek Hill. I'm just not sure, man. And also at this point, we're not even sure about his play yet. And so once he comes there, he's going to have to ramp back up. He's not going to have a full offseason to be in the rhythm with Lamar. So I'm not sure about that one, Kel.
I'll tell you another one, though, and it's similar because these are the two guys we're like, when is it going to be their turn?
Yeah.
I go to Josh Allen.
Okay.
We also keep saying, man, look at his receiving core, right? He doesn't
Yep.
have anybody. He's got a couple of decent tight ends, but he's not really throwing at anybody. What would it look like if he had weapons? He hasn't had really a weapon since Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that could be something that now, again, the trouble I have as a general manager is, and this is why I keep bringing up Kansas City, if we go 2-3 in the first 5 and we're struggling a bit and he's not getting the ball like he wanted, do I start to see the tweets and the Instagrams of, hey, Kansas City, hey, boo, Patrick Mahomes, all the hey, Arthur memes, and you know what I mean? And that would be my fear bringing in a guy like Tyreek, that if this doesn't go his way in the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, that I'm going to lose him. And is that lemon worth that squeeze? And that's why I think Kansas City is just one of those fits where it's like, yeah, it's worth it. He's our guy. We know him.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kelvin. It is Kansas City in theory. I think it makes the right sense and the right move. And these other teams, obviously, like I said, he's not going to even be there probably week 1 or early on. I don't know his rehab, but it's going to be hard for him to fit in a new situation. I mean, just for the reasons that you stated.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But again, people are going to have to grapple with that talent, right? They'll say it might be worth
100%.
it. Hey, all right, so we know there's an effort issue in sports, but also Mark Cuban thinks it's something bigger. We'll tell you what it is next.
We are Fox Sports.
The Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm going to go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys.
They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Tuesday evening. Number one, Michigan with a 62-47 lead over Purdue about halfway through the second half. Halftime between North Carolina State, the Wolfpack with a 42-26 lead over number 16 UNC. And halftime between the number 12 Florida Gators with a 39-29 lead over the South Carolina Gamecocks. Taking a look at the Winter Olympic medal count, Norway leading the way with 31 overall medals, 14 gold. Home country Italy in second place with 24 medals, 9 gold. The U.S. with 21 medals, 6 gold. American Mac Forehand won the silver medal in the men's big air free skiing final to add to that. Sweden advanced in men's hockey's playoffs against Latvia 5-1 and will play the U.S. in the quarterfinals. And NFL wide receivers Robert Woods is retiring as an L.A. Ram. I'm Chris Perfett.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
That's right, it is the Odd Couple on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Carrie is in for Rob. Rob enjoying a little R&R, which then the best part about it, Carrie, is that he's going to then try to convince us that he never takes days off.
Yeah, no.
So he takes days off just to tell us he doesn't take days off, but then while he's taking days off, and then he'll tell us more about how, God forbid, Rob G or I take a day off. Rob G is back. He took a day off. Did you enjoy your day off, Rob G?
Bro, it was raining all day. I didn't do anything yesterday.
Oh, that's a good point. You didn't do what people have been doing anytime it happens. You see them on the back of a truck looking like Marty McFly from Back to the Future, except they're on a surfboard. People are literally doing that around L.A. whenever we get a little rain, just surfing through neighborhoods, because it does flood quickly here. Carrie, you live here. You know that.
Yeah.
It floods. You're like, because you're from back east.
Yeah.
You played in New York. You're like, all right, little rain ain't never hurt nobody. Our infrastructure is not set up for it. So 1.5 inches of rain here is really like a foot of rain because we are not built for it.
It is. Yeah, but no, I do feel that way. I'm like, come on, man, it's a little rain. For me, it's the best time, too, because I don't leave the house anyway, Kelvin. You know me.
You are a hermit.
You know I am. So just hearing the rain come down, I get in my creative bag. I'm in that thing like Drew Hill in the mirror, baby. Tell me, yeah. That's what I'm
walks
doing.
Walks by me every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, hitting that step.
You already know. Tell me what you want.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I already know, Mary. I already know Carrie in there. hey, Mary. Carrie is in there full on God Bless the Dead, D'Angelo, Maxwell mode.
I'm the same way, so I don't even mind.
He's got his shirt off, candles going. I should be crying, but I just can't let it
You playing that Kim. He got that Kim playing in the background.
He got that Kim going, man.
There you go. Exactly.
Oh, that is hilarious. But, yeah, hopefully if people be safe out here if you're in Southern California. And all the rest of you, I know it's been tough over the last month or so with the weather around the country. So shout out to you. That's why we got you all. We got you entertained. Don't worry about it. Stay with your boys for the rest of the show. Hey, this hour, Trash Talking Tuesday, that's going to be coming up. Your chance to trash anybody. We will not interfere. We will shut up and let you have the mic for your 30 or 40 seconds. So Trash Talking Tuesday coming up in just a little bit. Looking forward to that. And as always, check out the YouTube. Right now, we are simulcasting right now on YouTube, of course. Elijah always got to set up, Carrie. Mm-hmm. So go there, search Odd Couple FSR, then like it, share, subscribe, comment away, all that good stuff. Speaking of which, Rob G got some comments from the Odd Mob, a.k.a. the YouTubians. What we got, Rob G?
Oh, they're coming in hot and heavy as usual. Most of them are inappropriate for air, but I'm going to read them anyways, right? Because Mary got the dumb button for a reason. Here's one from Boss Enjoyer talking about Kelvin. Says, Kelvin is AI built for glazing LeBrons and my knee pad.
Okay, where did that come from?
I don't know. I just apparently LeBron didn't even come up in that first hour. I don't think, but it just seemed like, you know what? I'm gonna get this take off real quick.
Yeah, get it off, man. No, get it off.
I've been waiting for this one, and I want to get it off now.
Yeah, at least wait till next hour when we actually talk about LeBron. Damn, you jumped the gun. We got that coming up next hour.
Exactly.
And then here's one. This is just racism, nothing but pure racism. Vince Garcia says Kelvin needs to stop wearing those dumbass hats. Kelvin ain't wearing a hat.
He ain't even wearing a hat today.
He's talking about Carrie.
Boy, I tell you.
Oh, this hat ain't dumb though. He got to be talking about.
I thought the hat was hard. I thought the hat was hard.
He got to be talking about you, Kelvin, because this hat's hard right here.
It's a goat?
It's a goat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, wait. Yeah.
You know what? I take. You don't care. We take it all in stride. We take it as love.
Oh, I
man.
know. No, I know.
So much for Black History Month.
Yeah. Listen. I can't complain because they be coming for Rob's head, Rob Parker. So I can't.
Speaking of Rob ain't even here today, and he's catching strays in the chat. Kimbo says Rob is an angry hater. That's what you become when you don't get none.
Oh,
wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Rob.
All right, Rob G. Are these the comments or is this trash talking
This
Tuesday
is
already?
comments.
This
Someone
sounds like
says,
a little.
LMAO, this chat is diabolical. Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you get with the Odd Mob.
Yeah, that's what. It's a big thank you to the Odd Mob. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all like some play cousins, even though y'all be talking smack. Keep on commenting. We appreciate it. Rob G will read some as always. All right, so let's get into this, Rob G. Mark Cuban, who even while being an owner, always had a lot to say. As you know, he was formerly, I don't know what his role is.
Yeah,
now.
I don't know either, Kel.
He's like part advisor, minority owner, but I talk smack about him, but I still love him. So, but Mark Cuban never wanted to bite his tongue. He always talks his mind. That's what makes him a great owner. That's what made him great for sports as a whole.
Yep.
He's had some things to say about tanking, Rob G, and where we are. Of course, Adam Silver has been jumping in, finding the Jazz and finding teams for tanking.
Yeah, tanking was like the big story leading into the All-Star break, right? Because you mentioned it, the Jazz got fined because they were so brilliant. They play their best players for 25 minutes and then bench them the fourth quarter and say, they ain't playing the rest of the way. We're going to find a way to lose this game.
At any point, did you were going to put him in? No.
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 I love it. And then they accidentally won a game, and the game they won, they find the Heat instead. Like, nah, both of y'all are getting fined for this one, but it was great.
Yep.
So there was a lot made about it. The Athletic actually reported that everything is on the table, including, removing the draft lottery altogether. Now, I don't think that's actually going to happen, but that's been a big conversation. So Mark Cuban weighed in on it today on his X platform and had a series of tweets, like a whole thread of them. And basically what he said was NBA teams and their fans need to just embrace tanking, that ultimately it is a necessary evil if you want to get to where you want to go. And in fact, he added this part. You know who cares the least about tanking? A parent who can't afford to bring their 3 kids to a game and buy their kids a jersey of their favorite player. The NBA should worry more about pricing fans out of games than tanking.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. I think sometimes they actually go hand in hand, and this is what I mean. That parent who can't afford it, Carrie and Rob, but then goes out of their way to afford it because I got to take my kid. They haven't gone. I've been promising them for years.
Yeah.
And I finally do. So it's a worse combination. I spent all of this money that I really don't have, but I felt like I owed this or my children deserved it, to then go to a game where they're tanking and they're not playing players and guys are out. That's just, to me, the worst, a horrible combination, Kerry, where you get the worst of both things. I barely can afford it. If not, I shouldn't be affording it. And then also, I'm not seeing players that are either tanking or they have, of course, slow management. But I want to go deeper than this, than just the NBA.
Okay.
We're getting to a point to first start with sports in general, Kerry. I like in the NFL too and NBA, but specifically NFL because it's a behemoth and there's only 17 games, 8 or 9, depending on the season at home.
Right.
We've gotten to the place now, Kerry, where what used to be family trips, hey, we're going to go to Disneyland. We're going to go see the Grand Canyon. We're going to go see Grandma Nancy down in wherever, is now going to an NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
If you do an NFL game, let's say call it air quotes here, right, meaning you don't get horrible seats, but you get decent, not great, but decent seats. I'm going to say that's about what, $250 a person, give or take, plus or minus a few.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a family of 4, God forbid 5, like me, my wife, and our 3 kids, let's say $1,000, $250 a ticket. Now, parking's $100. Kids are going to want food. Maybe they each one gets a thing, right? A jersey or a hat or a shirt or a hoodie or something. We're going to get a few drinks, couple beers, couple cocktails, whatever. By the time it's all said and done, you're daggone seriously, you almost spent $2,000. Again, maybe it's $1,500, $1,600, but you get my point.
Yeah.
For a game. I didn't say you had field passes. I didn't say you had the elite where you get to go in the back and eat, like, for instance, Dodgers have the Dodger dugout where you can eat great food and, it's real buffets with lamb chops and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying your basic, solid, good, solid, decent seats.
Right.
he has a point to where sports has gotten to where it is becoming elitism. If you don't have big time money, if you're not some big fancy corporate situation, or if you're not, somebody who's doing well off, it becomes harder and harder to go to a game. And yes, we know that's always going to be the case. People with money, we live in LA. If anybody knows it, we know it. But that shouldn't be the case. And here's the other crazy part, Kerry. It has now trickled down to the actual playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
Gone are the days of just rolling out a basketball and going to hoop on a court, or just playing sandlot football. If you aren't in organized clubs, travel teams, everybody plays basketball indoors, organized, has to be this, has to be ran by this team, this, that. You got to have money for so much now. And I do think sports is, because it's become a behemoth, all sports and big time money, and people's lives are changing, and you can be a middling player and get crazy money now, and agents get money and NIL deals. It does seem like we're starting to price out families going to games and Dagner even participating in playing in games. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, it used to be tennis and golf, right? Those were the sports where you had to have
swimming, stuff like that.
You had to have resources. I think you're right about that. The thing about Mark Cuban, though, he's been such a great ambassador for players in this league. And you hear it through all the players that play for him. So, he was one of the first ones that made the locker rooms where players were like, man, this dude got PlayStations in the locker. Like, he always accommodated the player and took care of the player to get there. And with that same breath, he really cared about the team and the franchise. I think the only reason that we're even talking about this conversation about the tanking with him in particular, we don't talk about this when it's a weak draft. We're talking about this now when the draft is one of the strongest drafts ever. And so for him to come out and say, make this statement, obviously my team, the Mavericks, his team that he's affiliated with, is probably going to be in the running for one of those guys that are coming out. So
he mentioned, by the way, Kerry, he mentioned that they did tank a few times under his watch. He said we tried it a few times.
He did, yeah. And I think that's the thing. I think it kind of goes hand in hand with what's happening in college, right? When you have these players now that are actually going to these schools and they're actually spreading out a little bit because now NIL isn't involved in it. So you're not seeing all these guys on one team that are like, you don't see that anymore. We saw with Duke the year when they had R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, all these guys on one team. You won't see that now because of NIL, right? So now it's spread out. You're getting to see these guys play at their max potentials at these different spots. And so now you have these NBA teams, these franchises that aren't going to win this year. And, yeah, they want to tank. They want to get one of these guys. So I can't fault them for it. And I won't fault Mark Cuban for saying it. But there is something that needs to be fixed with the dynamic of what that represents. Because I don't think what you said, a family going to see a team or trying to go see LeBron or trying to go see Wemby or whoever it is, and these two teams aren't tanking, but say, for instance, they were. And they go and they plan all this, they plan these trips, they spend all this money, and they're going to see the San Antonio Spurs with their B team playing. There has to be some type of solution to kind of fix that or remedy that,
Yeah, I do think he undersold the tanking because he's looking at it as he's looking at it as the end result of like, hey, well, it can work, you can get players, and then obviously now a franchise is good, and that's good because now a franchise is good, makes the league better. Yeah, but again, the same families that he's talking about, that's why I mentioned to me they go hand in hand in that. Yep. Okay, I'm barely affording this opportunity, but I feel like I owe it to my kids. We go, and you're tanking. So I'm being bad product. I'm not seeing certain players, or I'm not seeing them at key moments when they should be, like the fourth quarter. Or also, again, I'm seeing low management, and guys aren't playing through things. And they might be a little nicked up, but they're not going to push through. So to me, all of these things kind of coincide. But that's why I said in the overarching theme, I do think we're starting to get to a place where, man, sports are expensive to go to play, to participate. You can't just go hoop anymore. You got to do it the right way. And this team, this travel team, man, remember back in the day, if you played football, you were on your team and that was it. You would know better than me. Maybe you trained a little bit with the coaches, but I was like, nah, you got to have, you don't got these trainers and you don't have the whole Instagram kit of these are the videos you got to watch and this is the trainer you got to do and this is the thing. You need to be on this travel.
100%, yeah.
It's just gotten crazy where sports are to me. So,
Kel, who did a good job of this, though? You talk about not pricing out the fans.
Who's that?
It's the Phoenix Suns. Have you looked up their deal with Matt Ispa and those guys running the team in Phoenix? Like their concession stuff is the cheapest in the league. I mean, they have like,
yeah.
they have like, I think they have like $5 hot dog type of, or it's really low. And I've seen, there is a way to do that. And Phoenix, the product, right? Nobody thought they were going to be good this year, and they're
have been
playing their butts off. So there is a way to do it, man. And just tanking for me, because you would think coming into this year, Phoenix would be one of those teams that were probably in that world, was going to live in that world. But they're not. They're competing and they're winning games.
You know why they're not? Because this is what we talked about earlier. And by the way, the Atlanta Falcons are another team franchise that say, hey, we're not going to take all your money at the concessions. We know it's expensive to get in here. The least we can do is save you a couple bucks on some popcorn. Yep. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate that. I always tell Rob the example of there was once a Minnesota governor who was running. His point was, if I'm at the airport here in Minneapolis and Burger King meal is $8 in the street, why is it $18 here? And he said that's the type of thing it shouldn't be. So I appreciate anybody who's in power to say, all right, we understand it's hard enough. We're not gonna overtax you. You know, we're gonna make money. We're in it for profit. We know that, but we're not gonna overtax you. So I always appreciated that. But the point on the Suns, put a button on it. I think they got their guy, Devin Booker, and then they realized, let's build around him, get hard-nosed players who play and compete together versus KD and get Bradley Beal, and then it doesn't work that way. And that's what we're seeing. I mentioned that last time. We're seeing more and more when you build something like perfect pieces and you put them together, it fits better. And you get guys to buy into an ethos in a way that they're going to compete. I think it works better.
Yep.
All right, don't forget, Trash Talking Tuesday coming up in about 30 minutes or so. But I do want to ask you this, Kerry. When a teammate, you find out he's been talking smack behind your back, how do you welcome said teammate back into the locker room? And I know something like that has happened. Kerry's going to give us an example. And I'll tell you what real NBA player I'm talking about. It is the odd couple. Kerry's in for Rob, Kelvin Washington on the Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the Hall of Shame. I wish I knew how much I missed. I know.
Yeah, I don't know if this is breaking news because it's kind of been done for a few months now at this point, but it is official. Like a referee with the whistle. Chris Paul has retired from the NBA after 21 seasons. He was famously sent home by the Los Angeles Clippers at the end of last year because he was beefing with Ty Lue, wasn't speaking to him. They had just had enough to hear with him, so they sent him home. They traded him unceremoniously to the Raptors about a week and a half ago. The Raptors tried to reroute him. They couldn't, so they waived him, and then Chris Paul was like, you know what, rather than hang on for whatever last 25 games of the season, let me just call it a career. CP3, the point guard, retired.
And, Kelvin, at this point, there's ways of going out 21 years in the NBA. And, we always talk about it. Is it good luck or good riddance? For Chris Paul, I think it's good riddance. Stuck around too long. The way he was dumped in a place that, this, Lob City, and he had all this love. He was coming back to go out a certain way, right, and have people feel good about him and all that. He lost that because of whatever shenanigans that he did with the Clippers to turn people off to him. And I'm just being honest. I've covered the league for a long time. We know what a player he is, but he rubbed people the wrong way along the way. And that's a long road, 21 NBA seasons. And what happens is people put up with a lot of stuff when you can play and make a difference, right? As soon as you can't do that, those days are over. People aren't going to put up with the rubbing people the wrong way, treating people a certain way or whatnot. And I think that's why the Clippers, the middle of the night, they had to fly in. Remember that, right? The middle of the night. To tell him to pack his bags and get out of here. I mean, that speaks volumes, especially for a guy who played in the organization for a long time, had some success, put that organization with Lob City on the map in NBA America, and that's the way it ended. So that's on Chris Paul.
I put it like this. Chris Paul is, let's say he had 21 years. I'm going to split it up into 20. Let's say it's 10 and 10. He is the most interesting of his peers, if you will, in that LeBron, we already know. He's number 1, number 2, number 3, wherever you place him. But we already know his greatness. You already know his Steph. We already say greatest shooter of all time, one of the best players. Like, you kind of know Steph. He got a bunch of rings. You kind of know where he is, so on and so forth. Dwayne Wade's got a few rings. You kind of can place people in certain places. Chris Paul, the reason why Rob G just said point guard, because he was the first person we started to call the point guard, right? You had Magic.
I heard that a long time ago.
You had other great point guards. But he was the one we really started to say that with. He was the first 10 years, he couldn't have been more lovable, right? He's the small guy that's playing great in New Orleans. And in turn, Oklahoma City, because they had, the whole Hurricane Katrina, so on and so forth. Then he's the guy that comes to Lob City. And they're great, they're fun, they're entertaining, they're the sexy pick for a handful of seasons to win it all. He has one of the best campaigns for an athlete commercial-wise with the Cliff Paul and the State Farm. So he's that guy. He's perennial all-star. He's finishing in the top 3 for MVP a couple of times. And you're like, what? He's that guy. One thing started to change when he and that Lob City team started to fail in the postseason, and not just fail like, we couldn't get it done, but collapse, right? They started to give up leads in series. They started to have epic choke jobs. Things started to change about him then. In the last 10 years, to your point, it went from lovable Chris and Cliff Paul, Lob Cities, commercials, one of the best passers in the league, one of the best players, to, man, do they choke. Man, is he always injured. Man, they always come up short. Man, he became a journeyman. Dang, he's a dirty player. Man, he doesn't get along with his teammates. I wonder why he's always leaving these places. And it's just been interesting to see the two split. Like I said, if you go the first 10 or so years and the last 10 or so years of Chris Paul, it has been remarkable to witness, and he's been spectacular. He ranks number 2 all time in both assists and steals. He's the first player with 20,000 points, 10,000 assists, and he's just had a very decorated career. But for me, to see him go from just loved and respected and one of the right up there with his peers and the LeBrons, the D Wades, those guys, KDs, to now kind of becoming an afterthought has been shocking to me. He was one of my favorite players to watch. He always made teams better, but there always, to your point, would be some weird riff with teams, it seemed, at the end. Like, it would start off good, they'd win, they'd be successful, then it would end badly. So I think as time gets away, we'll be more reflective on his career and how great he was. Come on, Kerry. It's the odd couple. Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes here, in for Rob Parker. Miss Mary Mack on the ones and twos on this Trash Talking Tuesday, which is still coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Your chance to trash whatever you want in the world of sports. We will shut up. We will not interrupt. NOT, that's right. We will not interrupt. That's coming up here in just a little bit. So for over 40 years, TireRack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be. All right, Kerry, I want to throw this one at you.
Yes, sir.
Somebody has been notoriously known for engaging with fans and people and even creating burner accounts. And now there's some speculation. Dang it, KD done did it again. Rob G, break it down for us.
Oh, KD is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, my goodness.
So just ahead of the start of Sunday's All-Star, I'm surprised you didn't do this yesterday. This is right up Rob's alley. You know, Rob's all about Twitter. Tweet whatever you want. So an anonymous
He
Twitter
acts like
user,
he's not, by the way. Don't he act like he's the most non-social media person
he's
in the world?
always
but
on it.
always
and then
on
he'll
it.
send you his tweet in a direct message in case you missed it.
Man, hold up. I saw a tweet of him today swinging.
The tweet that he tweeted
today of him swinging at a ball with
Yes.
a baseball bat, and it was the most awful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad.
It was horrible. So Kevin Durant ahead of Sunday's All-Star game, an anonymous user shared screenshots of what will look to be a DM conversation, a group chat amongst friends. In it, the handle is @GetHigher77. People, internet sleuths, have determined that @GetHigher77 is one of Kevin Durant's burner accounts. And we don't know that to be sure yet, but there is a lot of circumstantial evidence, including the header, including the people in the group chat, one of which was his co-host of a podcast he did for a while, and that guy's name is not a burner account, it's his actual name in the group chat, these screenshots. But some of the things that were said by allegedly Kevin Durant in this group chat, I'm just going to read some of them that I can. He allegedly, this is all alleged, called his current teammate Jabari Smith Jr. a low-keyed rudimentary person.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah,
said
don't say
that his current teammate Alperen Şengün can't shoot or defend. Referred to Russell Westbrook as a triple-double cocaine bear.
God,
said that
Now that's crazy
Steve Kerr hated black people ever since Michael Jordan punched him in the mouth. Called James Harden
He said he
delusional.
got punch PTSD.
Oh, man.
Said that Chris Paul does not know blank. And referred to Devin Booker and Frank Vogel as Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un.
Don't forget the Trae Young tweets.
I mean, there was, you could go on. There's plenty of screen grabs. So, guys, just easy question. If it turns out that these DMs are indeed Kevin Durant's burner account, which he has not addressed, none of the people in the group chat have currently addressed it as of yet. How does he come back from this in that locker room?
He doesn't. No, that would be it. And I think it all kind of seems like it's him, right? Allegedly, right? There's the way he talks, the way that he's been sensitive about things in the past, about people talking to him. He's always going to give you the response that you want. And so for those reasons, I can see why people would say that. For a teammate to feel that way and not be able to talk to that person directly is the thing that's the issue here. Because when you have a problem on real good teams and you are supposedly one of the leaders, somebody that's looked up to, obviously, which he has been throughout the league, he could say these things to this person directly. So that's the only thing about this story that doesn't make sense on the surface for me. Because he has the cachet to do that to them directly. And so for it to be said in that capacity, I would only think if it was him, it's a little bit of a humorous thing going on as well. Like there's in at home, when you're talking to your homeboy, you say things about certain people that, you know, there could be a little truth to it, but also it's meant to be funny. And so I would tend to think that it lends that the latter for me. Like maybe there's some humorous stuff going on between other people if it is him. Because he has the cachet to do it in their face. So for me, that would be the only drawback for me as far as it being him and it being intentional. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. On the other side, Chris Perfett right now is going to get us set on what's trending.
All right, guys, we're catching up on some college basketball here. Let's start you with the number one team in the land.
Right baseline, Gale. Charges right side. Give it Lendeboard. Kick left corner. McKinney a three. Oh, yeah, again. And the volume turns down yet again at Mackey. Michigan by 14.
Brian Bosch from Learfield. Actually, it is a 9-point game right now with 1:40 to go. Michigan at the free throw line. Just make that a 10-point game again. Purdue's been trying to roar back in this one, but it's getting late early here. Final seconds in a tie game between Villanova and Xavier. Check yourself over at FS1 there. 81 apiece, 2.5 seconds to go. So we'll see if someone's going to go out on top or else we are going to overtime. 10 minutes to go between the number 12 Florida Gators and the South Carolina Gamecocks. 58-42 your score. North Carolina, number 16, is still down 58-40 to the Wolfpack of NC State. 11 minutes to go there, so we'll keep their eye on for that one. Could have a top 25 upset. Other news around the world of sports. Wide receiver Robert Woods signed a one-day deal on Tuesday to retire with the LA Rams. Woods spent 4 years with the Bills, 5 with the Rams, 1 with the Titans, 2 with the Texans, and a brief stint with the Steelers last year. Of course, made his teeth with the LA Rams as one of Sean McVay's receivers and won a ring in 2019. And a major scandal rocking Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark resigned on Tuesday after internal investigations revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who he also got a job at the union. And winter Olympic medal count for the United States: 21 medals, 6 gold. American Mac Forehand won the silver medal in the men's big air free skiing competition, and it is going to overtime between Villanova and Xavier, so we'll send it back to the odd couple with Kerry Rhodes and Kelvin Washington.
Hey, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Odd couple, of course, Rob is out. We got my man Kerry Rhodes in. Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday, which is coming up in about 10-15 minutes or so. In fact, if you want to start calling in, you can do that now. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox if you want to hop in. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve, it keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains. All right, so I'm going to jump in right this. We're talking about the alleged KD, Kevin Durant, tweets again, burners accounts again, it's alleged. Now, I'm going to jump in and say this, Kerry. I believe he was doing almost like a test, like some type of scientific test where you're like, watch this as we put out these fake tweets and everything and from a burners and counts just to see how people will roll with it. Let me show you how people don't fact check. Let me show you they believe anything. Let me show you how anything can, start to become viral. Mm-hmm. And I think he's trolling because it's too specific in certain things. If he was like, yo, so-and-so is a blank or black, he's comparing them to all-time world, leader dictators. And he's saying certain things. It's like, all right, I almost feel like it's so specific that I will know you guys fell for the troll. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I put these little, what do they call them, Easter eggs in it, like because it's so specific that you fell for this troll, this thing that I put out there. One of the things that I love about Kevin Durant is his authenticity. He'll be the one to be like, yeah, I was on some burners accounts. Yes. I was saying some stuff, my bad. Hey, I just like to talk to y'all and talk smack to people. The other day they asked me at All-Star Weekend, they asked him and said, if I'm not mistaken, it was video games or
and Twitter.
Yep. Go away. Mm-hmm. And he was like, absolutely, Twitter. He's like, because y'all basically this guy talk that I'm this level of guy talk that I'm giving y'all not ready for. So I think he just enjoys having fun. I do think a lot of what he says, he authentically believes as far as like, especially analyzing music and stuff like that. But I just don't buy that he would be that crazy, that reckless. And if I were to have some fun with it and say that he did, then you're right that I don't know how redeemable that is for a to bounce back from. Because like how do you bounce back from that if you not? It's one thing, man. I don't like he doesn't pass the ball. Right. It's that stuff is personal. So I don't know how you bounce back. And do you have any examples of where stuff got too real?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my time. I'm going to age myself here, but social media wasn't a big thing for us, so we didn't have it to that level. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as far as maybe saying something in the media or a player, trying to get through to another player through the media, that could have happened, but not a lot, man. Because in my day, man, we would be fist fighting in the locker room. We would have those moments, and so for a player to say it in the paper, it wouldn't happen that often. So I didn't have one like personally, but you would hear rumblings, and people, and there's cliques in the locker room. People talk about other people, or may have a word with somebody, but it always gets back to the person, and it's going to get handled in there. So not to that degree. I would tell you, though, if a player was to do this and have burner accounts and it was validated that it was going on, there would be some fisticuffs. There would be some things that would happen in the locker room that would have to be handled.
Yeah, and I think that's the danger of social media is that you had a bad practice, you had a bad game, you had a bad team trip or something. That as opposed to you going home and kind of, oh, man, I can't stand him. He's a, getting it all off your chest.
Yeah.
Call a homie or two.
Yeah.
Let it simmer down. The next day you realize, I'm still mad at him a little bit, but whatever. You can just get to it and get your Twitter fingers as they're going. And guys do that. And we've seen Rob Parker and I, we sit here, we talk about it. It's because we got to talk about it. It becomes a big deal.
Yeah.
So many people say so many reckless things. A.J. Brown. Getting on social media, getting on streams.
The podcast, Kelvin. The podcast, too.
And let's not even get on the podcast, right? Because it's right there and it's easily accessible. And you can get right on your phone. Yeah, y'all saw I played hard, but you see the rest of the team. And I hate that accessibility and availability that social media gives because it doesn't allow for you to take that beat and talk it through, sleep on it. It's just, I'm mad. I'm on the team bus back. Yeah, can't wait till I get out of here. They can't do this. They can't do that.
Right.
And I think that's been one of the things, the drawbacks of social media is that the immediacy in which you can respond to things as opposed to taking a beat.
And you know the thing that would be the equivalent of that in my time? It would be the anonymous sources, right?
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be a name put on it.
That's a good point.
But this point right here is it's no name put on it. We're still alleging.
Yep.
And it's based off what he's done in the past, right? And so that would be the parallel for us. And for us, we would never know who it was. We may have an inkling, but we can never prove it.
Rob G, you said you got a question?
I do. Well, first off, speaking of anonymous sources, Kerry, you might know. Dub knows this. Rob knows. Everyone else knows. You might not know this. When the odd couple breaks up eventually, and there's that big, awful announcing expose, what went wrong? I'm the anonymous source. I'm going to be the one spilling all the tea about what happened and what really went down.
You claiming it right now?
And why they broke up. So if you're a listener of the show, you're going to know exactly who the anonymous source was.
Rob G.
We appreciate you telling us.
I'm telling you in advance.
I'm writing it down right now. Rob
Yes,
G
sir.
is the anonymous source. All right.
But pillow talking.
So going back to this KD situation, right? You guys have both said that if it's true, there's really no coming back from it as a teammate.
Yes.
Because he hasn't addressed it, because the people who are in the chat have not addressed it from their own accounts yet, allegedly. You would think if, hey, that's not real, the first thing I would say, that is a Photoshop. That is not me responding. Nobody has said that. None of the people who are in it. If you are Ime Udoka, do you take it upon yourself to address it to the team, or do you try to just sweep it under the rug
100%.
and say we are not even going to talk about it?
100%. You got to address it. It's a national topic right now, right? So obviously, all those players and all those people in that locker room have the same thing we have. They can all see it. So to clear the air, you got to have that conversation. You got to talk about it. And I'm sure they know in-house. And I saw an Instagram post today, I think. I don't even know if it's true now because I got to go back and look at it. But I think Jabari Smith had a post. Can you check that for me, Rob G, where he posted himself and Kevin Durant in the post. So let me know if you saw that, if that's true.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say this: if I'm Ime Udoka, I may not address it. So KD, they saying this and this and this. What I would do is say, hey, look, I'm gonna just set a reminder that things we talked about during the offseason, it's outside noise. That's what distracts. It's not having conversations, as you mentioned, Kerry, not man to man. We're bigger than that. What we like to do, we like to address stuff either as we sit here and watch film. We want you guys to have an open door policy. Come talk to me, and I'm addressing it as one of those ways of going, I don't know what's what, but I know this ain't what we need in our locker room. So that's how I would do. I don't know that I would make it. All right, KD, are these your tweets or not? Are you on burner accounts or not? How many burner accounts you got?
Yeah.
Now, I might pull them aside privately, call them, hey, man, just shooting out here, playing some golf between games, whatever. Look, man, you know why we brought you in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're top-notch scorer, but we need you to also be a leader. We also need you to be a guy to set the tone with these younger players that we have. So I'm just going to let just a reminder.
Kelvin,
that I'm leaning on you.
Kelvin, what if Ime didn't do it, Rob G? Players meeting, players only meetings.
Yeah,
they happen as well.
That's a good point.
Because these are grown men that are allegedly being thrown under the bus for their shortcomings, right? So something has to be addressed, because if it doesn't, that thing lingers, and you know that. You play sports.
Mm-hmm.
if the things aren't addressed that are keeping teams down or holding us back, we need to address them. So it has to be talked about.
Yeah, at some point.
Well, quickly, Kerry, to answer your question, the Jabari Smith Jr., he had a lengthy post on Instagram about 4 hours ago.
Yep.
It's 15 different photographs, and there's a bunch of them with different teammates. One of them is him with Kevin Durant.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But the best part, of course, is the comments.
Uh-oh.
And I'm just going to read the top comment.
Oh, boy.
Because, there's like pictures of an elephant, like, hey, address the elephant in the room, like Kevin Durant, question mark.
Okay, gotcha.
The top comment, though, says, man, Bari don't got a disability, just disability to get buckets.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey,
See, now this is going to follow him forever now. You know what I'm saying? Until this gets cleared up, this is going to follow him.
Thanks a lot, KD.
Just like Thumbgate with Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson.
Great point.
Ain't never going to live this down.
Maybe somebody wants to trash KD or trash the Rockets. 877-99 on Fox. Trash Talking Tuesday. It's that time. 877-99 on Fox. Your time to trash anything in sports, anything in the world. Doesn't matter. We want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox. It's the Odd Couple. Carries in for Rob, Kelvin, Washington. Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
According to The Athletic, if it is proven that the Los Angeles Clippers circumvented the NBA salary cap to get Kawhi Leonard extra money to come to their team, there are a number of penalties that could be coming their way. Number one, they could be fined up to $7.5 million. Number two, they could be stripped of future draft picks, which now they have some after trading away James Harden and Ivica Zubac. And last but not least, this I guess would be the biggest penalty of them all. They could void Kawhi Leonard's current contract, making him a free agent, and the Los Angeles Clippers would have no ability to re-sign him or bring him back to LA. So guys, if we assume that this investigation leads to what we think it's going to lead to, that is that the Clippers did circumvent the salary cap to get Kawhi Leonard in 2019, what do you think should and would happen?
Well, Rob, I think they're going to have to find a way. If they're going to want to make this a big deal, then they're going to have to void his deal. They're going to have to throw the book. They're going to have to say, you know what? Kawhi Leonard is a Clipper because of said agreement back in the day when he became a Clipper. We're going to have to void that deal. Because if you're trying to really act like you care about it, fines ain't going to do it. Steve Ballmer is one of the richest people, not in America, the world. And saying, hey, $5 million, $7 million fine, that ain't worth it. That ain't going to do nothing because it's worth it. Ultimately, like if a team were to do this, Rob, and let's say, use another team for an example, and I get a championship out of this. Let's say in 2-3 years, somebody did this for Wemby. Hey, Wemby, we'll give you an extra $100 million over a few years because we'll do some commercials, we'll do some ads, and da-da-da-da-da. We'll circumvent the salary cap, find a way to give you $100 million. And then you find us guilty, but you say, hey, we're going to dock you $8 million and a couple picks. Yeah, it's worth it because I got Wemby for the next 7-8 years. So if they really care about this, if it's really a problem that they view it as it is, then they're going to have to throw the book at them. Otherwise, you know what we need? We just need to have the NBA be set up with no salary cap. Major League Soccer or soccer around the world, the Premier Leagues don't have one. You and I just talked about over the last few months, we've talked about how baseball doesn't have one and don't necessarily think they need one. I mean, maybe the NBA should start exploring that. It's a revenue-sharing league, and they might want to just explore that. Hey, what would it look like if we didn't have a salary cap? What would Steph Curry have looked like the last 10 years if he weren't capped at, 30 to 40 to $50 million, 60, whatever it is now? What would LeBron have looked like the last 10, 15 years? Because otherwise, it's absolutely worth the squeeze. That limit is worth the squeeze, Rob, if it's only going to be just a little bit of a fine and I'm getting a said star player, right? If I'm getting the, let's say Cooper Flagg becomes that guy. And all I'm going to get fined is a few $1 million to get Cooper Flagg for a decade. Sign me up. So if they really care, Rob, if they really care, that's what you do to say you care. Otherwise, wink, wink, they don't care.
Do you know what commissioner you're talking about? Seriously.
Yeah, that's what you're right. You're
okay.
right. I got carried away. I was talking about David Stern.
Yeah, he's gone. I hate to break it to you. He's
right.
He's long
right.
gone.
That's on your boy.
Okay.
That's on your boy.
I can't. Adam Silver is Charmin or a dry dude wipe. I mean, like, really. I'm just.
That's funny. You are literally the at this point, by the way. That's just
I'm the unofficial spokesman. Okay,
you're the official spokesman of Dude White.
Well, I now get it into my conversation now. But you get my point, though, is I don't expect the book to be thrown at them. I don't. It would
be. Think though? Do you think they should?
Well, I mean, it just depends because it. Do I think the NBA is as harsh as it is as Major League Baseball is on players? Like, you know what I mean? No.
Right.
We saw the Astros cheating scandal. Did they take the championship away or
still got it? Nobody really got in trouble.
You know, the manager and the GM they lost their jobs, but nothing else changed. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it. I really can't. Like the death sentence or, oh my God, Kawhi's got to be a free agent. He can go to any team. He can't play for the Clippers under any circumstance. Here's a $100 million fine. We're going to let other owners know you can't circumvent the cap. You got to make such a harsh penalty, a death sentence, right, in order to get somebody to move. Because you just said it. He's one of the richest people in the world. How much money can you find him where it's going to hurt him? Or he can't find a way of recouping it or some other situation. Or
right.
Do you know what I mean? So I just – and the commissioner, everything rolls off his back. Like, all right. Sitting in for Rob Parker on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Before we get to the calls, with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us and all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 all day, every day in the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeartRadio app, so it'll always pop up at the top of your screen. And right now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Trash Talk.
Kick a field goal through the teeth is crazy. It is time for Trash Talking Tuesday, Kerry, where we let you get to 30, 40 seconds, anything in the world of sports, anything going on in your life. We will not NOT. We will not interrupt. Kerry, kick us off. Who we got?
Man, we're gonna start with Chris from Austin, Texas. You on with the Odd Couple. Trash.
Who you trashing, Chris? Who you trashing? That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Who you trashing, Chris?
Hey, thank you, guys. Hey, thank you, man. I'm trashing Adam Silver. All-Star Weekend has been trash every weekend, and that All-Star, that what you would call it, the dunk contest, man, I didn't know any of those guys. Hey, bro, I turned that stuff off midday, and I saw that it came on earlier during the day. They're trying to switch up times and things like that, but Man, yeah, I'm trashing Adam Silver. Appreciate you guys for the call.
No doubt. I have a feeling a lot of people would have been trashing him. I think the overall wasn't a bad All-Star weekend, but the dunk contest definitely, we just needed Ant, Ja, and those guys. But those times are gone. I have to get past it. All right, who we got next?
We got Daniel from San Diego. Who you trashing,
Trashing Daniel.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm going to be trashing Rob Parker. So we heard about the dinner Super Bowl week, right? We heard that he loves to take 2 meals home, you know, or he'll take a meal home. He'll eat one there, take one home. I think the Odd Couple family will remember, and I'm surprised none of you guys called him out on this, but wasn't it Rob Parker that did not give a woman a second date because she decided to take a plate home after eating one at the restaurant? Rob Parker, I can't believe you, man. Give that woman a call, bro. She's probably still ain't hear from you. And on a side note, we have LaMelo Ball talking about Con Knipple saying that white man can't jump. Bro, do you remember who you are? Look in the mirror, my guy.
He hit him with a Michael Jackson. He said, it don't matter if you're black or white. Yeah, and to his point, listen, Rob is a walking hypocrite at times, okay? So we all know that. He's hard on the ladies, but yet he takes extra meals, extra fillets, all that. If the company pays, extra fillets for him. All right, who we got next?
And we got Fernando from Vegas. You're on with the Odd Couple. Who you
Who
trashing, Fernando?
I'm trashing Rob Parker, the ultimate refund man. I want a refund for my tickets. I want a refund for my popcorn. I want a refund for my baby oil. I want a refund for my divorce settlement. I want for everything. The man is out of control. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night.
Oh,
no
man.
doubt. Hey, Kerry, did you see? I don't think I ever actually posted. I gotta post it. He put up he brought a mattress bag as his bag to carry on the airplane.
No, he didn't.
Elijah, when you get a chance, put
No,
that
he
up on
didn't.
the screen.
Elijah,
he put
no.
a mattress bag. He brought a mattress bag. Mind you, it's see-through because it's plastic.
Yeah.
So all you see is his Odd Couple gear. So I got to be associated with the mattress bag because you got the Odd Couple gear hanging out there. All right, who we got next?
That's terrible. We're gonna go with Tim from the ATL. You're on with the Odd Couple, man. Tim, who you trashing, Tim?
I am trashing everybody that's getting on these kids from college, the NIL, and the Darren Peterson kids like him. I'm like this. I don't know if the kid is hurt or not. You know, who can say? But if he wants to sit out and wait because he can't go to the NFL because of what happened I don't blame him. I'm a UNC alumni grad. And Caleb Wilson, God knows I love him. But, hey, he has a hurt hand. If he doesn't come back for the rest of the season, I wouldn't blame him because these teams are always trying to find less ways to pay you because you got an injury or something. So, you know what? If these kids want to sit out, if they kind of want to play or whatever, then sit out. I know people say, well, they're getting money. Yeah, they're getting money, but they're not getting any money. The NCAA really took the easy way out because these kids are not making TV revenue money and all the other revenue sharing. So they give them what the boosters have been giving them for years because somebody's grandma needs a refrigerator or needs a light bill paid. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're getting, right, with the NIL money. They're still really not getting paid. So I'm just saying, if these kids, man, if they want to do what they want to do because you don't let them go, and for years, you know, they held scholarships over them. The guy from Iowa told him, I'm going to send you back to the ghetto and all that stuff. No, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So you know what? Hey, I'm all for these kids doing what they got to do to get their money and get paid. Peace out.
All right, no doubt, Chili.
I'm all about the NIL, but they got to play. They got to play too. They got to play too, man. There's a level. I mean, that's the thing that I'm not on board with, man. If you're getting paid to play, you got to play.
I'm with you on that. Hey, if you signed up for it, it ain't but 6 months. I can't get 6 months out of you. You're giving me from like September to daggone March. That's about it. So you can play for that. And also, to me, I don't want to underestimate the life lesson of, hey, you signed up for something, you do it, you complete it. You know, you do what you said you're going to do. You honor that. To me, I think there's a life lesson in that. Just play for a few months, then you got a bunch of money coming your way in the long run. All right, spirited trash talk per usual. Appreciate it as always. And we got to discuss this too. Somebody who was running a franchise LeBron was a part of said the only reason why we won was because we were in the Eastern Conference. We got to talk about that, Kerry. Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Wolverines putting a statement on becoming the new number one in the land.
Right baseline, Gale. Charges right side. Give it Lendeboard. Kick left corner. McKinney a three. Oh, yeah, again! And the volume turns down yet again at Mackey. Michigan by 14.
91-80, the final score of number 1 Michigan over number 7 Purdue. Meanwhile, elsewhere around the land, about 3 minutes to go, and NC State has a 77-55 lead over number 16 North Carolina. Keep an eye on that one. Villanova took Xavier to overtime 92-89 as Nova claims victory there. Number 12 Florida defeated South Carolina 76-62. Meanwhile, in the world of the Olympics, United States with 21 medals, 6 gold. American Mac Forehand won the silver medal in the men's big air free skiing final. I'm Chris Perfett, and there is a moth in here.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
That's right. It is the last hour. Hour number 3, the Odd Couple. Kelvin Washington, my man Kerry Rose, who is in for Rob. Thank you for a spirited Trash Talking Tuesday last hour. We appreciated that. Be sure to check out the brand new YouTube channel. We are on it right now. Simulcasting. Shout out to Elijah's got us up and running. You can comment there. You can like it. You subscribe. You can share. All that good stuff. Rate it. Review it. But again, make sure you search Odd Couple FSR. Find us on YouTube. Check us out. All that good stuff. We appreciate it. Coming up this hour, we still have Trevor Lane, host of the Lakers Nation podcast. We'll talk to him in a little bit around the bottom of the hour. And then towards the end of the hour, we'll, of course, have last call per usual. So we'll get to that as well. Kerry, man, we, of course, have NBA is kind of, this is their time, if you will. The football, obviously, we'll get some moves here, there, some trades, but this is the NBA's time. Mm-hmm. And with the All-Star weekend coming about and happening, we get a lot of conversations coming for that, where they're asked questions, they're asked, their thoughts on things, and we just start to get some great, interesting articles. Rob G, we got one from somebody who was the general manager of LeBron when he was a Cleveland Cavalier and had some interesting thoughts about that run that they had together.
That's right. David Griffin, blast from the past. You might not know about him now, but for a hot second, he was a big deal in the NBA. He was the GM for about 8 seasons there in Cleveland, smack dab during the middle of that second LeBron stint. I believe he got there right after LeBron left. So he saw the buildup with Kyrie and being bad and all these situations. So eventually LeBron shows up, Kevin Love shows up. We're in the finals every year. Now, things didn't end well for him. He ended up going to New Orleans and didn't end well with them there either. And I think he's out of a gig now. But he did a podcast with a Cleveland sports network before the All-Star break to discuss Cleveland sports, namely this current Cavs team. They just got James Harden, Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder. They're looking to make a move in the Eastern Conference. And during the course of the conversation, of course, he's most known for that Cavs run with LeBron. A lot of it was talking about what that run was like, what it was like in the moment, the trades they made to get there. Again, they acquired J.R. Smith. They got Iman Shumpert. And during the course of the conversation, Griff said something that had the old internet buzzing over the weekend. Take a listen.
Wow. I actually have a differing point of view. So I think what he said is factual.
Yep.
I think it was the Eastern Conference. I think for maybe 15 years, plus or minus a couple, I think it was very top heavy.
Yes.
You know, you'd have the Pistons for, you know, a handful of years and the Boston Celtics, KG, and those guys. And then then you got LeBron, the Cavs, and you had the Bulls for a couple of years with D Rose.
Bulls,
and then,
yes.
Yeah, so every year, couple of years, you have a team or two up top, max maybe 3. But the rest of that, I would agree, was the Eastern Conference for sure. But here's my bigger picture on that. I don't dispute that. What I've said for years was, what's interesting to me is the opportunity that LeBron would have had he went to the Western Conference. Here's what I mean, Kerry. There was about a 12, 14-year period where we all agree LeBron's best player, 1 or 2. If you want to say Kobe for a couple of years, you want to say, you know, okay, right there.
Yep.
Superpower years. And I've always said that, man, I hear people in the Eastern Conference. There's no denying that. But if LeBron James went to the Western Conference during that run, you know, that 2006, 7-ish to, you know, 2016-ish, 18-ish, something like that. Let's say he was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going to the West.
Yeah.
If I'm pairing that version of LeBron James with Kobe Bryant, because let's say he was a Laker. Let's say he was a Laker. Let's say he was with that Lob City team. Let's say he was with that Memphis Grizzly team with Zebo and Marc Gasol, and now you had a LeBron and Mike Conley. Let's say he was a Spur, Kerry Rose. Let's say he was with Steve Nash in that iteration of the Suns and Amari Stoudemire and those guys.
Are you ever going to get the Dallas Mavericks here? Just go.
Let's
say
say
Dallas.
he was a Dallas Maverick with
go.
Dirk and Jason Kidd and Sean Marion and Jason Terry.
Yeah.
My point is, I don't think there's debating that the Eastern Conference was the least in for some time.
Yeah.
What would have been remarkable was if LeBron would have went to the West, and to me, he would not have gone to 10 or 11 finals. I think he would have only gone anywhere between 4 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
But what would have happened was he might have been 5-0. He might have been 5-1. He might have been 6-0, 6-1, 5-2. My point is, he wouldn't have gone as many times because he would have had to get through the other teams that we mentioned, right? If he goes with the Mavericks, well, he got to get through Kobe and the Spurs. And so he goes to the Spurs, well, he got to get through Lakers and us. He would have gotten there eventually because the teams would have just been too good with him.
Yeah.
And he would not have lost to an Eastern Conference team. Or if he did, he would have lost once. You know what I mean? If he goes 5 times, he's 4-1. And that might have been interesting for his narrative.
Yep.
That if
Yep.
LeBron was sitting here, I only won 4, but I'm 4-0. And I still have all this longevities and the records, and I'm breaking all this stuff. Or I'm 5-0. And I'm not Jordan 6-0, but maybe I'm 5-1 or I'm 6-1.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would have gone as many. He would have. I've always said, as much as I always tell you, you were right about the East. I think it would have been crazy had he went to the West because he would have got on a team that would have been insane. You know, there was about 8 or 9 teams during that iteration where he would, if you pair him with them, whew, okay.
Man, you could have paired.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not. I actually like that take. It's very interesting. I mean, he could have went to Houston with the James Harden and those teams. That would have been crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Because what we saw, real quick, Kerry,
Yeah.
what we've seen with LeBron in his prime was as long as he has a guy with him, Kyrie,
Yeah.
D Wade,
Yep.
Anthony Davis, and then the surrounding guys, the 3-and-D, Iman Shumpert, as Rob G mentioned, some other guys, J.R. Smith, and so on.
Yeah.
And obviously, you get to the Laker version of it with Caruso and Kuzma and all that. Then you had a great chance to get into the finals and possibly winning. So I always look at it as, man, he would have been loaded if he went to Western Conference.
Yeah, 100%. The thing that I hate and the thing that I get from this story for me is we talked about it, like these podcasts and all these opportunities to talk and bash people for me, right? There's no way David Griffin should be talking about that situation when LeBron brought him a ring. Or what he's really saying is he didn't do a great job either. Because at the end of the day, they go hand in hand. So you're trying to put blame on LeBron or you're trying to put blame on whoever or take away from what they achieved or whatever it is. You're saying the same thing about yourself. And I don't think people understand that when they go this route of trying to bash him. Obviously, I think he's the second best player of all time behind Michael Jordan, and that's where I stand. But the bashing of him here lately, I know that he's outrun his course. I know he's outlived his stay because all those things are true. You play long enough, you stay around long enough, you're going to become the villain, right? That's just kind of what it is. But when these people like your GM or former players leak these stories about, certain things or, the bad stuff about this person, because we praise him so much, I think now when the pendulum swings it's all the negative stuff. But coming from a GM and coming from David Griffin, when he came back to Cleveland to be with you, to help you form this team, and now
despite what they said when he left, keep that in mind.
Exactly.
The
Now
way the ownership said treated him.
Now you're bashing him and talking about it's the Eastern Conference. Well, you're a Eastern GM as well, if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like there's layers to this thing that people, when they get on these podcasts, they forget to mention. Like he was a part of that.
Well, and you could argue, if this was the Eastern Conference, why couldn't we accomplish more for the Cavs, right?
And
You
that's
say,
what I'm right.
You would say, well, couldn't you guys have won more before he came?
Exactly.
And eventually came back. They didn't pair him with, in my opinion, a lot back then. You had Boobie Gibson, you had Ilgauskas, you had Mo Williams.
Yeah.
And I mean, those weren't great pairings, to compete. But again, I totally get the sentiment that the Eastern Conference for a very large period of time wasn't that spectacular. I don't disagree with that, but that's why I've always said, man, I hear when people have those points, I go, you're right, I get it. That's why, to me, it would have been more remarkable. Let me throw a couple of things at you, though, what I think people might find interesting.
Yeah.
You know what LeBron was versus the Western Conference when he was a Cav?
Go ahead.
When he was a Cav, the first stint, he won 59% of his games versus the Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the first stint of the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
The first stint. Well, that wasn't that great, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You want to know what he was that second stint, which was 2014 to 2018?
What's that?
73% of the games he won.
So what you telling me is
I find it interesting that the Western Conference. Well, he was with some Cavs teams that were either or okay, that's good, that's solid, and was winning. Overall, his total as a Cavalier. This is through the good times, rookies, bad, good, ugly, great, all that.
Yeah.
64% of the games he played against the Western Conference, he won.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it. That's while he was with the Cavs. I didn't say while he was with Lob City,
of course,
or with the Spurs, or with Kobe, or with the Mavericks and Dirk and everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, hear me out, because then they're gonna say, "Oh, you Glaze," which is so funny. I always tell Roger the funniest part. I sit up here and bash LeBron probably 6 to 7 out of the 10 conversations we have. Rob G is my witness, but it's called confirmation bias. The one time or two times I say something, then they'll say, "Oh, LeBron." I will sit up here all day. I don't like that he does this. I don't like that he's passive aggressive. I don't like the way he
I'm the same. Yeah.
have his son go down. I think his son should have just stayed in the G League.
Yeah.
I don't like the way his approach to this. I wish he would play in the post more. I don't understand why he does so. But they won't hear that. But I just find this interesting. 64% of his games against the Western Conference he won. And that is, again, the beginning years to the end. And 73% that year when he came back, when he had Kyrie with him. They won 73. That's kind of crazy.
It also don't help that you coach with Rob Parker.
Say it again.
It doesn't help that you coach. Like anything that you do, you're going to be seen as LeBron positive because he's always negative.
He's so negative.
Just like if Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
If Dub says anything critical of Lamar Jackson, he is viewed as the Lamar Jackson hater.
Which what I said.
Because Rob loves Lamar Jackson. He's the only guy not named Aaron that Lamar loves, or that Rob loves.
Rob loves. And Rob G, what have I said about Lamar Jackson since I've been the first day on this show? What have I said?
You think he's the best player in football?
He's the best player in football. Kerry. That's what I said year in, year out now, 2 football seasons. But, boy, if I'm critical, that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned about people. Boy, you either can't be critical of somebody that you say you like. For instance, big-time fan of J. Cole. Not the biggest fan of this last album.
Okay.
But now, you're a hater. So it's, boy, we are in a zero-sum game. You can't be critical. I think he is one of the best rappers ever. I think he's so this, so that. But, I'm not biggest fan. I think if he was going to do that version, he did this version better years ago. Albums like Friday Night. You a hater.
Right. Kelvin, you already know. You walk in this room with Rob, first thing he's going to say to you is, you got to be on one side. You can't toe the fence. And that's the part of it as well.
No, you can't be critical. You can't be astute and bad. Like I like this person, but I don't like this.
You can't have nuance. You can't have nuance.
Heck no. But anyway, so I just found that interesting against the Western Conference Semifinals. 877-99 on Fox. David Griffin had a lot to say about LeBron and their run together, calling it the Eastern Conference. What do you think LeBron would have ever done had he gone to the Western Conference through that era? Do you think he benefited from the Eastern Conference, and is that a knock on his legacy? We want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox. We'll take some calls on this Trash Talking Tuesdays. It is the Odd Couple. He is Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker. I'm Kelvin Washington. Stick and stay with your boys. It is the Aqua Fox Sports Radio.
Dave Roberts was asked about this upcoming season, of course, trying to three-peat, and he said that, quote, we think on paper, this is probably the best team we've ever had. And a big reason why he feels that way, not just the addition of Kyle Tucker, not just that, you know, the pitching staff should be whole again for the first time in a couple seasons, it's because of Shohei Ohtani finally getting back to full-time double duty with the Dodgers. He hasn't done it since he's been there, only did it with the Angels. In fact, Dave Roberts expects that now that Ohtani is a full, 2 years removed from Tommy John surgery, that Shohei should be in the thick of the Cy Young race. He's already a multiple-time MVP. He's got a couple of World Series. Now we're going to add a Cy Young to the list, guys. What can't this guy do, Kelvin Washington?
Nothing. He does it all. And the best part about it is I'm getting ready to sit next to Rob Parker. And Rob is going to be mad because Shohei is finally going to do what we've been waiting on him to do. Is restrictions are gone, Rob. The shackles are gone. The babysitting is gone. We get to see the full outing if it's supposed to be 7 or 8. If it's a complete game, we get to see what the Shohei experiment really can be at its greatest, specifically as a Dodger, not an Angel, because you know there's different branding, there's different marketing, there's different eyes when you're a Dodger. And so far, for the most part, he has lived up to the hype and some. Since he's been a Dodger, all he has known is getting World Series rings. He got 2 of them now. And it's going to be interesting and amazing to see this upcoming season. The full scale of Shohei, Rob, where we might get 40, 45, 50 home runs, 20, 25, 30 stolen bases, maybe. And we mess around and get, 25 games, 30 games he pitches. And can he be 20-3? Can he have a 19-4 record? Something crazy like that as a starter? This is going to be really cool to see, all jokes aside, to see one of the best players ever at his absolute best and being able to at least max out and see what he can do. And we didn't get to see it the first year with the Dodgers. Obviously, he's coming off the injury, just hitting. Last year, they slow rolled it, so he got rolling towards the end of the year and into the postseason. This coming spring, to see the full breadth of it all, I think that's going to be amazing. I think he's going to have his another MVP again. And because you can almost pencil him in for 35, 40 home runs. And then you pencil in pitching more than he ever has, or at least has as a Dodger. I just think it's going to be another spectacular season for him. Don't mess around and three-peat. That'll just put him through the stratosphere at that point. But it should be fun. We finally get to see maxed out Shohei. I'm looking forward to it. He's spectacular. It's been a blast to watch. Like I always mention with LeBron being one of the only things in life to live up to the hype. All that hype we heard of a 16-year-old kid, and then now look at 23, 4 years later, what he's become. Shohei has been that for the Dodgers, and we'll see what could be next for him.
All hyperbole and just talk. I mean, nothing that we've seen should give you this idea that he's going to win a Cy Young. I mean, he got touched up in the postseason. His career record and numbers and all this. Last year, let me just go with his hitting statistics. That everybody wants to crown this guy the greatest ever. First of all, he didn't even hit 300. He had 282. He's actually hit under 300. Rob G, are you ready for this? 3 of the last 5 years, he's hit under 300. This is your greatest player of all time. He had 28 less RBIs. He went also from 59 stolen bases to 20, so that dropped. I mean, I could go on and on. Here's probably the biggest one. 2 years ago, he had a 9.2 WAR. Last year, what was his WAR, Kelvin? You know what it was? It was 6.6. That was the drop-off from last year to this past season for Shohei. And the year before that with the Angels, it was 6.1, and that's kind of where he was. He had an unbelievable season. with the 50-50. That was, 2 years ago, not last year. And in the postseason, here's the greatest player of all time in the postseason each season is batting .248. And he has 45 strikeouts in 33 games. This is your greatest player of all time. All of this hyperbole that the only way I could even concede that Shohei has a chance of being the greatest player of all time is he'd have to win a Cy Young and an MVP in the same season. I'm dead serious. Because individually, if you look at him as a pitcher or look at him as a hitter, he's not the best in any of those. He's not the best pitcher in the league and definitely not the best hitter in the league. When you combine the two, sure, because nobody else is doing it, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But I think the hyperbole is just, it's not warranted.
Sports Radio, it is the odd couple. Miss Mary Mack, I'm telling you what, she is definitely in her It's Rainy Outside bag right now, Carrie. She's got the It's Rainy Outside. Want to just vibe with a little R&B music going on this Trash Talking Tuesday. Carrie Rose in for Rob. You've got your problems, baby,
and I've got mine.
Banger. Trevor Lane on the way, host of the Lakers Nation podcast. We'll talk to him in about 7 minutes or so. Ready to tackle your financial goals? Weebull makes it simple to start investing. Powerful tools, real-time data, all in one app. Get started at Weebull.com or download the Weebull app today. All right, 877-99 on Fox, Carrie. Let's take some calls. David Griffin essentially said LeBron and his teams, those Cavs teams he was the general manager for, benefited from the Eastern Conference, said their only competition really was on the Western Conference. I always thought it was interesting if LeBron would have went to the Western Conference and teamed up with Kobe, teamed up with Dirk, teamed up with that Lob City team, that grit and grind Grizzlies team, teamed up with Tim Duncan. And what would have been had he done that at 25, 26 years old for the next 7-8 years? I thought it would have been remarkable to run. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
We got Andre in Massachusetts. You on with the odd couple, man. How are you?
What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, I'm of the opinion that, yes, LeBron, based on how those lottery balls ended up going to Cleveland, playing in what was for many years the Eastern Conference. If we remember those All-Star games, Western Conference had Yao Ming, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd. You know, a majority of the talent was out on the left coast for LeBron's career. So I don't see him breaking through to 10-plus NBA Finals if he has to go through that gauntlet of the Western Conference year after year after year. Add to that, he's not going to go to the Finals in 2007 when he really shouldn't have been there, right? The Pistons should have broke through and made that to that NBA Finals. That was the tail end of their run. If he has to go through the West, so it doesn't diminish to me. I mean, you make it to 10 Finals, you have those 10 opportunities, and he could have done better than 4 for 6. But if he has to, i.e., if his career trajectory mirrors Kobe Bryant's, right, whereas Kobe shooting those air balls as a rookie in Utah, right, it took him a couple of years, and with the Zen Master having to come to the team for them to kind of them to build it up. Whereas LeBron, he breaks through in 07, really shouldn't have been there. And then 08 to 010, Cleveland is right in the mix. A lot of people feel that they should have been in the finals in 09 and 10, and that was the Kobe-LeBron finals we were deprived of when they let the Orlando Magic and an older Boston Celtics team take it away. So it certainly helped him out. It impacts him. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, Dre was fired
He
up.
has some great points, and you talk about those Orlando Magic teams, man. LeBron wasn't beating those teams. That team was stacked. Think about the Orlando Magic team.
They were perfect for who their star was.
Exactly.
Having Dwight and then being able to play 4 out, Rashard Lewis,
Hedo Turkoglu,
Rashard Lewis, Jameer Nelson.
Yep.
JJ
Redick.
They had the perfect team for having that star and the player in the middle. He didn't have to worry about trying to score. He could just tip dunk, alley-oops, block shots. It was perfect for that. All right, let's take another call. Kerry, who we got?
We got Rob G. We got another one?
My bad. Okay.
I'm trying to screen him. Jeez Louise.
Rob G, why you over there smacking us? Rob G, we have enough Robs on the show eating. What you doing being Rob today?
I'm eating your favorite snack, trail mix.
Oh, yeah, that is my favorite snack. That is a Washington staple.
That's your favorite? That's your favorite
Well, I never ate trail mix till I was in my 30s. And I used to work for Radio Disney back in the day.
Okay.
And on a certain floor in the building, they had this, they called it the cereal bar, where there's just like 6 different things of dried cereal, goldfish, pretzels, and then trail mix.
Mm-hmm.
So I want cereal all the time middle of the day. So I was like, all right, let me get some trail mix. And I was like, Kerry Rhodes, I said, have I been denying myself the trail mix for 30 years? And so then I became a thing. I bring them home. My wife fell in love with them. So now trail mix is a staple in our household.
You were on Radio Disney?
Yeah,
that tracks, by the way.
I was on Radio
It tracks. He's not just just dropping something right now.
It sounds exact. I would imagine a guy like Kevin Washington would be on radio. Like when he says, "Oh man, I was on 99.1 and KGGI." No, you weren't.
Rob G,
no, you were not.
Rob G, don't do that. What do you say when you talk to? What do you say when you talk to me on the phone?
What? Oh, your radio voice and your phone voice are 2 totally different people.
Yeah, he always.
It's totally different.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know about totally.
No,
he just gets
the worst one. Kerry, if you got time during the update,
yeah.
Call Doug's cell phone and just wait for the voicemail.
What is it like? It's the most corporate?
Oh yeah, it is Newsman, Spectrum News 1 to the fullest.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, that vibe. Oh, okay.
Not quite that.
Come on, Kel.
Not quite that. Rob, I don't even sound like that when I do news.
You don't. That's why your voicemail is so jarring.
But I will say that
it was
that
like he was auditioning for the next role.
No.
Like when they call, they're gonna hear it.
I'm still trying to get that role. Y'all gonna be laughing when I tell you, Rob G, hey, I'm gonna need the next 2 weeks off. Why? I got this small role in this movie coming up. I'll be having all these actors come on the show, Kerry. I'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know. All these directors come on. I'll be like, hey, let your boy know. When Blair Underwood needs a little brother in a movie.
Oh,
let your boy know.
I like it.
Why don't you ask Ephraim next time when you see him tomorrow? I'll be like, hey, I saw what you did for Mike Hill. He was in the background of one of your movies, just sitting there. I saw a side of his face. That could be you.
You're 100% right, Rob G. Yeah, Kelvin.
That's a good point.
Take advantage.
And I've known Ephraim for a long time now. At this point, it is. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna bring that up tomorrow, Ephraim. I mean, Rob G.
8779. Do you want to see me in the movie?
Do you want to see me in the movie? And don't let me do it. I'm going full Rob Parker. Every day, I'm going to say, I just found this, and I'm going to show y'all a screenshot of me on set.
Hey. Oh, I just found this?
I just found
this.
The movie coming out. Make sure you check it out. Hey, I'm on set. They're like, don't take any pictures, guys. We want to keep it under wraps. I'm still going to be on set doing the Rob. Like, on set, day 3.
Hey, you gonna get fired day 1.
I know. They don't play that.
They don't play about that. No. Keep it under wraps. Keep it under wraps.
Trevor Lane on the way, host of the Lakers Nation podcast. We'll talk to him about some possible moves the Lakers can make this offseason, and if he thought maybe they should have made some moves before the trade deadline ended. Right now, Chris Perfett is going to get you set on what's trending. Hey, Chris.
I got K-Dub's number right here. Kelvin Washington's number right here. We could probably just call it and try to, put it on speaker and see what I got. I know. Well, here's the thing. If you answer it, then we'll get feedback and it'll sound awful and we'll have to dump everything.
Put the press on him, Chris.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you got to do what
I
you got to do.
I know. Mary, be ready. Anyway, to save you from that, instead we'll go to the college basketball scoreboard where number 1 Michigan defeated number 7 Purdue 91-80. Michigan just took the new number 1 in AP poll just Monday. Elsewhere, the other team in Michigan, the number 15 Michigan Spartans, at the half with a 20-point lead over the UCLA Bruins, 43-23. Everyone's just stomping UCLA right now in Big Ten play. Halftime between 24 Wisconsin and Ohio State. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, with a 38-26 lead there. Number 9 Nebraska just getting underway at Iowa City to take on the Hawkeyes. North Carolina went down in a big upset, 82-58. The final score as the NC State Wolfpack put the hurt on the Tar Heels, the largest win for NC State over their in-state rivals since 1962.
Well, Chris, they were missing 2 of their star players, Chris. They were missing Henry Vessar and Caleb Wilson. So.
Why is a Duke man trying to make a defense for the Tar Heels here? This is incredible.
Boy. I don't even know who you are right
this
now,
is incredible.
I don't even know who you are.
Unbelievable.
Good call out, Chris. Good call out, Chris.
Yeah, especially since your other team, Louisville, lost earlier 95-85 to SMU.
Wow.
But you're a Dookie on the basketball
I'm a
court.
Dookie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Never could figure that one out. Wide receiver Robert Woods, old Bobby Trees, signed a 1-day deal on Tuesday to retire with the LA Rams. Woods spent 13 years in the league, got himself a ring with Los Angeles in 2019. So happy trails to him. Maybe not quite yet time to say goodbye to Mike Evans. The agent for the Buccaneers wide receiver said Evans plans to return for his 13th season in 2026, but his team is still yet to be determined as he will probably be hitting free agency. And the big news of the day, the major scandal rocking Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark resigned after internal investigations revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law who also works for the union. Federal investigations are still open into the PA's finances and other alleged improprieties. Not the news you want to hear as the union prepares to deal with the league towards a new CBA, and as from all signs seem to be pointing to a work stoppage in some form or another, be that a lockout or a strike. But for now, back to the odd couple.
Hey, I tell you what, thank you, Chris. Yeah, they don't need that right now. The union needs to be unified, trying to have a unified front. Now you're losing your president and all that with all that scandal. Hey, we'll talk about that, I'm sure, another day. It is the odd couple. Carries in for Rob on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Joined now by Trevor Lane, host of the Lakers Nation podcast. Trevor Lane, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
No doubt. Appreciate it, man. Hey, let's go here. Lakers, I'm going to go back maybe a week or two ago. Lakers don't really make any moves. They are who they are right now, as that's what they're going to put out for the rest of this season. Surprised? Maybe not surprised. What do you make of their trades or lack thereof?
Yeah, I mean, there was always going to be the lure of potentially having 3 first-round picks to put into a trade this summer. That was going to be something they were going to have to work past if they were going to find some type of deal here at the trade deadline. They ultimately decided they're going to kick the can down the road a little bit and see if they can make some big moves this summer. According to what Rob Pelinka said, the right opportunity just wasn't there at the trade deadline. They made a smaller move, getting Luke Kennard, gave up a second-round pick and Gabe Vincent in order to make that happen. I think he'll be a good fit, but in terms of really building this roster around Luka, they're going to have to do most of the work this coming summer. So it was a pretty quiet trade deadline for them, but it's setting them up for what could be a big, big summer.
Trevor, this is the thing about the Lakers right now. They're sitting in the 5th spot right now. They're a game and a half out of 3rd behind Denver. And, post All-Star break, LeBron makes the comments about this team not being a championship team. And to begin the beginning of the season, you would think that would be the case with OKC and their dominance, right? Denver. But it seems a little bit more wide open to me than I guess the original idea would be coming into the season. Where do you see this team going from here right now with this current iteration of the team?
Yeah, I have them as, unfortunately, not in the contender tier. Okay. I don't think they're up there among the top teams in the Western Conference or even the Eastern Conference. They do have some fatal flaws that I think would trip them up come playoff time. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to be, going home immediately. I think they could be a second-round team, something like that. But I think in order to fully get into title contention, they just have too many weaknesses on their roster that we knew, frankly. We knew they were going to have these weaknesses going into the season just by looking at the roster. It's played out that way on the floor. Not that they're a bad team. They're a good team.
Right.
They're just not quite a great team. And so, I don't think they're going to be staying too long in the postseason. Unfortunately, LeBron, his assessment is right. They're not a contender right now. I hope I'm wrong, and they stick around a long time. But right now, they do look like they're a step or two below the top tier teams.
Well, stay there for a minute. You just brought up LeBron. We obviously know there's reports that he felt a particular way, that they didn't want to re-sign him earlier, start negotiating that, offer him extension. Is this it? Is this the last ride? Is this the, first round exit, second round exit? Is this how LeBron's tenure is going to end? Or there's reports that saying, hey, if he's willing to come back at a real steep haircut, they'd accept him.
Yeah, this very well could be it. I mean, this is now, there's multiple options here that could see LeBron James not with the Lakers next year. And one of them is he could retire. This could be it for him in his NBA career. We don't know for sure what's going to happen with that. I have heard that the idea that he needs a retirement tour has been overstated, and that may not really be a thing. But retirement could be an option for him. He could also wind up signing with another team. There's not a lot of cap space out there, but he could sign somewhere else. There have been a lot of rumors about him going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Lakers, I think they'd be okay bringing LeBron back. They're open to that happening, but they just want to make sure that they can build the rest of the team out around Luka. That's the most important thing for them right now, is putting the kind of team around Luka Doncic that he needs, and that means finding athletic, switchy wing defenders that can also shoot the basketball, the kinds of players that, frankly, the Lakers have been trying to land or needed to land for a few years now and haven't been able to. But they have to put all of their effort into finding those types of players, and if there's room left for LeBron James, and a lot of that's going to depend on how much he's going to need to get on this next contract. But if there's room left over for LeBron after that, then I think we may get to that point where the Lakers say, hey, LeBron, do you want to try to run it back again? This is what we put together. This is how much money we have left over. Do you want to stay with the Lakers? And we'll see where ultimately that lands.
Trevor, I want to talk about the Lakers' big man. He's one of the most confusing people on this planet to me, because sometimes no, he is, because he can play. He plays really well sometimes, and then he just falls off the face of the map. Like, what's the tenor with DeAndre Ayton and his team moving forward?
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton he's certainly frustrating in that regard, and he's been that way for the course of his career, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this has been something that you talk to anybody in Phoenix, you talk to anybody in Portland, and they'll tell you all the same things, that he has issues with his motor. He'll play really hard one game and then not the next. Certain matchups he does well in, certain ones he doesn't. He's been just fine as a $8 million center to fill into that starting job this season for the Lakers. I think the one thing we know is that he's not the long-term fit with Luka. We talk about players that are going to fit around Luka Doncic for the long haul. DeAndre Ayton is not that. He is fine as a placeholder for the time being, and he's done okay. He's much better to start the season. He's had a bit of a slower stretch here over the last month or so, but DeAndre Ayton is fine for right now. I do think ultimately they're going to have to get somebody that just plays with a higher motor to really fit next to Luka and Austin Reeves here moving forward.
Yeah, that's been the issue, is that motor you're talking about
it's
there.
crazy.
He is Trevor Lane, host of the Lakers Nation podcast, on with the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes in for Rob on the Trash Talking Tuesday. I want to go here, Trevor. We know there's new ownership. If they are anything like how they are with the Dodgers, they're not playing around. They want wins. They want championships. What do you think of the job security for Rob Pelinka? Do you think he's the guy they're saying we're going to ride with for the next X amount of years, or is he on the hot seat?
Yeah, I think if this summer doesn't go well, then the seat will start to get a bit warmer. But for right now, everything we're hearing is that his job is pretty safe. Mark Walters coming in, and he wants to keep Jeannie Buss in the governor role for the team, and Rob Pelinka will be there now. That said, what we understand is that the front office is going to be built out more. There's going to be more funds coming in to front office personnel. That means more scouting, more player development, more analytics, all these sorts of things, all the areas that are not affected by the NBA salary cap, which means not players on the floor. All of that, I think, is going to receive an influx of funds and essentially a Dodgerification, right, if you will, of the Lakers. So I'm excited to see what a fully built out Lakers front office is going to look like. They've been known for years for being one of the smaller front offices in the NBA. I think that is about to change. But Rob Pelinka appears to be sticking in the lead decision-maker role as the GM for the time being. Should this summer not go well and, Luka starts getting a little antsy with the way the team's being built out, maybe that changes. But I do think for the foreseeable future, assuming things go well this summer, Rob Pelinka is going to continue to be the guy.
I got one more for you real quick. When the guy we don't talk about often now because this is LeBron's last year, is he going to come back? Oh, they got Luka. Austin Reeves, where is he? This summer, he has a player option. Where are we with Austin Reeves? Obviously started off white hot, no pun intended, and then all of a sudden he's injured, he's nicked up, and so he's been in and out the lineup. Where do you expect to see what they decide to do with him? And or he even decides to do?
The Lakers want to keep Austin Reeves. They want him to be one of their pieces moving forward here. It's pretty clear based on what happened around the NBA at the trade deadline. All the other teams with cap space used their cap space, so I think they're anticipating Austin staying with the Lakers. If there was a real thought that he was going to leave, other teams would have tried to load up on cap space to make a run at him. But he's been very specific, saying he wants to play only for the Lakers. He wants to be a Laker for life, all those sorts of things. And I believe the feeling is mutual. I think he's going to be a long-term piece for the Lakers. They want to build around him and Luka with Austin acting as that secondary ball handler in the Kyrie Irving role, the Jalen Brunson role. I'm not saying Austin is in that same tier of player, but role-wise, want him to be in that situation, to have somebody who could take some of that pressure off of Luka. So he's not going to pick up that player option. He already was offered an extension this past summer, and he declined that, but that was simply a financial thing. I believe Austin Reeves and the Lakers will come to terms on a new deal pretty early on in free agency. They may not actually sign it for a little bit while they use some of the extra cap space from his cap hold in order to go make some other moves, but I would be very surprised if Austin Reeves was anything but a Laker next season.
All right, well, you listen, you probably are right, but they're definitely going to need to pick up some defenders. If those two guys are your mainstays, you're going to need some lengthy wing defenders for sure. Hey, Trevor,
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Trevor.
No doubt. Trevor Lane, go ahead and give him a follow if you can at Trevor Lane on X. Last call, Kerry. We're already here. 877-99 on Fox. Last call. Your chance to get in on the Odd Couple one more time. 877-99 on Fox. We'll take one more call. It is last call next with the Odd Couple. Kerry in for Rob. Kelvin Washington on the Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio.
ESPN MLB insider Jeff Pass. I think he's a friend of yours, Rob. I think he's talked to your class a couple times.
Yes, he has. Absolutely.
I would say he's a friend of the show, but he doesn't come on the show. In any event, he
can't come on the show.
He can, but we like him. Published a long-form piece on Thursday discussing the labor discussions between MLB owners and the Players Association. According to Passan, nearly every owner believes that baseball needs a salary cap because they believe it would, one, immediately juice the franchise values because the labor costs would be fixed and it would be lower than some other teams. And number two, and to them most importantly, they believe the only pathway to competitive balance is to have a salary cap. In fact, according to Passan, one high-ranking team official said, quote, if they are not getting their salary cap for the next CBA, quote, they are ready to burn the effing house down. Passan suggests that if that happens, we could have a lockout for the first time, or excuse me, the worst labor war since 1994, of course.
But we haven't had one since then.
But if you recall, Rob, and listeners of the show will know this, the World Series was canceled that year for the first time in 90 years. So if Passan's right and this executive is right, they're willing to pull the plug on everything in Major League Baseball.
I'm going to say this. And a couple of years ago, I think it might have been before 2020, remember, before there was a labor deal. That was the last one. And people thought, oh, that was the COVID, that it wasn't going to happen. And remember, there's been a long labor piece with baseball. Prior to that, every 4 or 5 years there was stoppage, or the season started late, or they missed some games, lockout, players. There was always a fight, okay? And since 94, they got it. After they took away the World Series from fans, baseball had to pay. People were so mad, and it took the home run chase by Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa to bring people back to baseball. Like, for all the stuff that they rip on those guys and the juice and all that, that saved baseball.
100%.
You remember that?
Well, that's why they turned a blind eye.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
That saved baseball.
100%.
ESPN used to
break in
and show their at-bats. I don't care what was on. They would break in, and here's Mark McGwire coming up. Here's Sammy Sosa coming up. Every at-bat was on ESPN.
Now, you can keep that going for another couple of years with Barry Bonds, too.
Exactly. So I do not, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, my God, nothing's going to happen, whatever, and I get what's at stake. But do you see, and we talk about it more than anybody on national radio, the resurgence of baseball, the last 5 years especially. You got the Dodgers that are the evil empire. People, you need you need a villain.
Yeah.
They're the villain.
Yep.
You got all these other good teams. You got teams that are making it to the World Series. They're not all the big markets. The Texas Rangers won a World Series. It kind of negates or talks about, you're talking about competitive balance. We just brought it up the other night. The last 10 years, baseball has had more different champions than the NFL, which is the parity league, right? Supposedly the parity league. More teams have been in the championship in baseball than in the NFL. 13 teams, different teams, in the last 10 years, and only 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, we got that actually.
You remember that?
Yeah, there's those numbers. I'll get them for you.
Yep.
Keep going. Yep.
And my point is, we just saw a World Series that didn't have a second American team in it. The ratings were what, Kelvin? Through the roof. Without the Toronto and Canada numbers, TV numbers, because they don't count for the American television ratings.
You undersold baseball, by the way.
What was it?
So since the turn of the century, more MLB franchises have won championships, 16, than in the NHL, 14, NFL, 13, NBA, 12.
And those other leagues have the salary cap.
Yeah.
So we know that. The Yankees haven't won since 2009. The Mets, who had the highest payroll last year, didn't make the playoffs and haven't won since 1986.
Yep.
So when I hear all this, it sounds good. Everybody's on the same bay. Everybody's got Kansas City has the same payroll as the Yankees. Really? Really? Guess what? The Kansas City Royals have won a World Series more recently than the Yankees.
Then they go to 2?
Yeah.
They won one. Yeah. No, listen, you're 1,000% correct. We've talked about this a million times. Baseball, you don't know who's going to win. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of players on your team. A team can get hot at the right time.
The Dodgers were 1 or 2 outs away from not winning this past year.
And the Dodgers had been winning but never winning at all for a handful of years. They kept getting there but not winning at all. So it doesn't matter. We talked about the Rangers. We talk about the Angels. We talk about the Nationals. We talk about the Royals.
The Diamondbacks
the Tigers
have
been
to
like 3 or 4 World Series in the last 10, 15 years. So that's what makes this amazing in baseball, is that it doesn't matter necessarily. Now, I think also they're trying to do what we talk about is that floor. They're trying to bring up some teams that have in the last 10 years only spent like $300 million, where you got some teams currently spending $300 million a year. So they're trying to find that balance of a salary cap and a salary floor. So some teams have to spend more, and some teams obviously you're gonna, this is the max you can spend. I haven't checked out the new album. You, Carrie, Miss Mary Mac, I haven't checked out her new album.
I haven't heard it yet.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'm excited, though.
Yeah, I mean, she usually doesn't miss.
She did an NPR Tiny Desk, too.
Oh,
she
I
does?
know that's going to be up.
Yeah, it came out on Monday.
Oh, I got to check that out. Yeah.
It's the Odd Couple. Carrie Rose is in for Rob. Kelvin Washington on the Trash Talking Tuesday. Want to say a big thank you to Trevor Lane, who just joined us. Ephraim Salam joined us as well. Thank you to our guests. Thank you for listening. Of course, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. As always, it is greatly appreciated. And let's get to it now. It's now time for Last Call. Last call. Who we got?
We got Raheem from Syracuse. You're on with the Odd Couple.
What's up, Raheem? You are the last call, brother.
I got two things I want to say. The first one is about Belichick. I feel like they give Brady too much credit, man. If Belichick would have got rid of him a year early like he do his players and what with Garoppolo, no telling what the future would have been for him. Kraft painted his future, his legacy. Just to give all the credit to Brady, to say it was all him, I find that a little outrageous. And the second one I want to say is about teams tanking in the NBA.
Ooh.
They say do it the right way, play hard in the draft, but if you don't really make the playoffs, you just suck. So I say reward teams for playing hard. Give more lottery balls to teams that's the first team out the playoffs. Give them just as good a shot to get a high pick as a low record team. That way the middle of the pack teams could grow too. Reward teams for playing hard. Don't just incentivize losing, reward winning or playing the right way like they say.
Yeah, hey, no doubt. Appreciate the call. I'm going to jump on a couple of those points, man. Kerry, this is what Rob and I have been discussing. Like, how do you get rid of tanking when it's a lot of owners and a lot of analysts will say, I mean, shoot, this is the only way you get good, right? You tank, you lose, you get LeBron. Now you're the Cavs for so long. You're Derrick Rose, the Bulls, you get your hometown guy for a handful of years before the injuries, you get good. If you're the Mavericks, you look bad, you mess around and got Cooper Flagg, look like you got your future, as you would know. So a lot of teams are saying, hey, everybody can't be this destination. Utah ain't getting free agents, So they're like, well, shoot, this is the only way we can do it. We got some guys we like marketing. Maybe Ace Bailey turns into something. And then we go and get another guy in the next couple of years of drafts. And now we're cooking. So I just think it's tough to say like, well, just don't suck and don't tank. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do to get good? I keep getting players that ain't going to cut it. And ain't nobody coming to Utah. Ain't nobody coming to maybe Charlotte. So I understand his point of that. I did want to get your thoughts on this because I haven't talked to you since the whole Hall of Fame thing. Bill Belichick not getting in, first ballot. Robert Kraft not getting in again. Your thoughts, you played against those guys being in that division. Yeah. Your thoughts, 'cause I haven't had a chance to actually hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, Belichick's a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's not on the first ballot Hall of Fame. So my opinion, he should have been there. Obviously, the cheating stuff and possibly the way that he rubbed some of the reporters, the media people wrong with the way he approached his interviews and stuff like that. Maybe that had a negative connotation to it. I don't know, but it seems like the cheating stuff was a big deal. And well,
hold on. Was it to you though? You played against him.
I mean, to me, it wasn't because I didn't know that it was happening as much as it was. Right at the time, we're playing and we hear these things. And my coach Mangini came from there, right? And so he was the one that kind of outed that situation or let them in on the secret. But
he said, "Don't do what y'all don't do. What y'all doing other people to us. I know what y'all be doing."
Exactly. So I was a part of that, but we didn't think that much about it. We were actually competing against those guys, and we won. We beat them.
Y'all had success.
We had success. So for me, it wasn't like it is for I think the outside world, the people that were kind of new to what was happening.
What's interesting, and this is where me and Rob get into it. I told him, I said, because Rob has this, in my mind, overblown view of like utopia in this perfect world. I tell him, dude, the reason why a lot of the athletes, because he was shocked, why aren't you guys more mad? I said, because they all know they're cheating. and because they're trying to find the edge. What gloves works a little stickier? What can we do this? Hey, we put a little more quarterbacks probably getting a little air out of the ball, not just Tom Brady. Like everyone, Jimmy Johnson said, man, we tried to cheat a few times the same way. We couldn't get the information in fast enough to utilize it. So like I'm always telling Rob, way more athletes are okay with this because they know their game plans. They were trying to find some edge, some way, some player to do something at something.
And Kelvin,
and I think,
and even piggybacking on that, we would sign a player from a team that got released last week if we were going to play that team next week. Like there's just things about the NFL and competitive advantage that we're always trying to get. So
absolutely,
you know what I mean.
Man. Yeah, so I think they just wanted to say, you're going in, we know that, but you ain't going in without a blemish, meaning you ain't going in first ballot. That was my thoughts. All right, Kerry, appreciate it, man. Great talking to you, great hanging out, great doing the show. We'll be right back at it tomorrow. We'll have Ephraim Salam in. Rob is still on a wine vacation. We out.
Always.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?